So, if we're ready to get started, when we last left off, it was the night before the first day of festival, of carnival, better said, not festival. You guys were limited on the food options for that prior day. Some of you ate rations, some of you ate what was available. Historically, the tradition is the day before, they eat what was available to the original settlers in the town. Basically, they fast. These days, it's much more about let's starve ourselves so we can indulge even more the following day. But there is at least some historical precedent for it. So, it is the first day of the festival, and I believe that is...
Wellsung?
Oh, what?
Wellystug?
Wellenstog.
Yeah, I need my glasses.
Yeah, it's sort of like the Wednesday, I think it is. So, it is early in the morning. You guys are waking up. The town is active early with everything going on. There is music. There are bright colors. There are people dancing around, doing all sorts of carnival things. And lots of events planned for the day, plus whatever you guys wish to do.
Go get a CD from the character sheet.
I'm gonna spend the day at the Minotaur fights. Well, Minotaur fight, I think. Yeah.
Okay.
Spend the day at the Coliseum.
Well, that's at the end of the day. It's like 4 to 5. But
Don't worry,
I want to be
found
there
it.
for that too because I want to kind of see what
I found
I'm
it
up against.
Okay.
But
Yeah, specifically, I mean, you guys have a calendar for all of the events going on at all the different areas. So whatever you happen to have interest in. Now this morning, the inn has laid out quite a bit of fancier food, certainly better than the gruel that they served last night. They appear to have pulled out all the stops this morning and have a wide variety of pastries and so forth available. So you guys can certainly get plenty of food in the morning.
From 11 to 1, I'm going to go to the Graps tournament.
Okay.
So that's where I'm working.
Okay. So I guess the question would be, when are you guys actually heading out from the tavern? What's the first event people wish to go to, if anything, or other activity throughout town?
When's your fight? It's not for a couple more days. Right?
yeah, it's on Burden Tag.
How do you change the font just to what you're typing in down here? I've got the font up top. Great.
That I do not know.
Okay, so it's Volutog.
It is the last
Right.
one. Martog. It's going to be the...
Oh, it's Martog.
Yeah, so because I'm the third one, the last
Your fight is on Martog, but today is Volutog.
Right.
Let's go check out one of the Minotaur fights and actually see what you're. And it's at 4 o'clock.
Yeah, that's not tonight. So.
Let's go watch the challenge for the Graphs champion.
Okay. The
See
archery
what-
tournament's right after that too.
Okay.
Same area. Square
Are we still
marshals.
signed into the archery tournaments? If we wanted to. I think the soldier wants to.
What?
Huh? I think you want to. I'm gonna put his name up there for you.
What? No, what? Huh?
I'm pretty
I think
good
the
with
soldier
that
would be fine
myself.
with the operatic recitals.
You want to fight, right?
So we going as a group? Is everybody going or?
I am not.
I am not going
Okay.
to go with you.
Sent you a note.
Okay.
I'll be at the Graps
Who?
tournament.
Oh, there
Huh?
it is.
And then go
Me?
with you.
No.
That's a good idea.
Is there any type of topics
Sorry,
with
I got
kind of
it.
research in general?
Okay.
Because I have a research skill
Okay.
with like a
So you guys are. You said you were going where? I know you were not going with the group,
Correct.
and you were going to the stadium in the afternoon, presumably when the fight is.
Early in the morning, I'm going to the Square of Marshals to watch the Graps,
Okay.
the battle for the Graps champion.
Right.
Okay.
I think
But
Andy
he's-
and I are going too.
Right, but he's specifically going separate from us because obviously
He's
we're
got
not-
stuff he wants
I
to
just
do.
because I just beat the crap out of him in front of his friends,
And he also
and he
has-
told me that right before we went to bed that night, he told me that I pissed off a terrorist organization,
That's
and we
fine.
probably shouldn't be hanging out. So
Is there anything we need to research? I have a research skill with like a pretty high bonus. Like any topics or groups of
Give me
people.
some perception checks.
All of us?
Yeah. You guys are all gathered around right now, enjoying some food.
Blind GM ones or just
Yeah.
Roll.
Blind
I rolled a
GM is fine.
69.
You're blind Jim.
Oh, well, shucks.
I think it's paused. No, that's
You should be able to roll, I would think.
So
Right now.
I clicked.
There you go.
Use this one.
Did that
Oh,
roll?
Oh,
perfect?
wait, no,
Yeah.
shoot, I didn't
that
see
roll?
it.
Yeah.
This is a
Let's just
lot
back this
easier.
real quick.
I now have a
When you
talent.
can read.
I have a talent called Shadow,
Okay.
where I can both detect a shadow and shadow people more easily.
Okay.
I can look it up if I hit the
Get
tail.
mine dead.
That's
There's-
not used to being
so-
able to see so well. He
Okay.
has to focus.
You got it's maybe 10 a.m. or so at this point. Most of the events don't really start till 11, I believe. I'd have to check each one of them. I know the Square of Marshals, the first event is at 10. The Great Park, their first event is at noon. The Royal College of Music doesn't start till 2.
Has the yeah, Tim.
The Royal Garden starts at 2 as well. And then Square of Marshals really is the first one at 11. Okay? And I believe I gave you guys a copy of all those, correct?
Yep.
Okay. So, you guys were all talking when you hear somebody comment, or somebody amongst the crowd call out the name Frederick, which catches your attention. And you see a looks like a dusty traveler over at the bar, talking with the barkeep, who, as you look over there, points towards your table.
The Dusty Traveler does? Or
No, the barkeep,
does?
the innkeeper.
And
you
we're all-
guys-
are we still in the inn then?
Yeah, you guys are in the inn around the table having breakfast, discussing what your plans are for the day.
Alright. I unholster my pistol.
Wait, you have a pistol?
Boom! Shoot it before it gets to me.
Uh,
You have a pistol?
No.
no, it was a joke.
Yeah, looks like a younger fellow, fairly eager. He starts trying to push his way through the crowd fairly unsuccessfully. You can hear him talking to like everybody, trying to get way, and most of the locals are just ignoring him.
I'll just, I assume I'm sitting without a helmet on. I'm eating breakfast like, I'll just, am I the only one that notices this?
No, several of you heard the name and are presumably looking up.
Friend of yours?
Never seen it before in my life.
I get up and move away from the table.
I do the same.
Okay, you guys vacate.
I don't look
I
awkward at all.
keep eating, like whatever.
Just in case of explosives, I leave.
And I kind of
Cast thy holy hand grenade!
I'm making a move like I'm picking up my cup to head towards the bar.
Okay.
That's what I'm gonna do.
Okay.
I forget you're European. Ah!
Okay. You just get up and leave. You at least play that you have something else to do. The rest of you hang out there. It takes him a couple of minutes to fight his way through the crowd before he finally gets over to you. It looks like he's a bit out of breath. So excuse me. Straightens his jacket. You see he has probably 4 or 5 different symbols of Sigmar patched onto his cloak and onto his shirt and so forth. More like a wannabe rather than any sort of official badges,
Okay.
like a collector of the badge type
Okay.
stuff. Okay, he says, "Excuse me, sirs. Would one of you be Frederick?"
That's me. Why don't you take a seat and I'll take one of the plates that they left and push it over to him.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. This is amazing. Have you been here very long?
How long have we been here? Like 2 weeks?
About a week.
We've been here for a little bit, yeah.
Oh, do you know what the best sights are to see with the festival, with the carnival?
The Minotaur fights. And the ladies.
Okay, I'll certainly have to check them out. Oh, I should probably. The reason I'm here, of course. I have a message from Altdorf for you. He hands you a message.
What's your name, young man?
Carlton.
Carlton.
Yep.
Yeah, that's all I can think of.
That's why I stopped. I was like, don't make the joke. Oh, yeah?
Yes.
Who's this from?
The Temple of Sigmar.
Did you come all the way from
Yeah, we-
Waldorf?
Yes, I did.
We did send
Excellent. Let's take a look.
He's rapidly eating the food and any of the available pastries.
If I come back, I'll go.
I think I got a knife on him.
Set my drink in
I
front
think
of the guy.
most of you have
With a
knives.
dagger,
George
yeah.
has like a
No,
bag
I
of
mean in
them.
real life. I don't want to tear this parchment.
Here,
I'll set
I'll
my
go
drink
get
that I
one
just
from back
got
off of
down
him.
in front of the guy
Okay.
and say,
He
I
looks
look-
at you, and in between mouthfuls, he thanks you profusely and starts drinking it.
I look at you and say, I live to serve. Turn around and walk away, shaking my head.
there you go.
Thank you.
It's that knife.
That's sting.
But I did also send you a message.
Okay.
I'm a little concerned.
Oh, come on.
You don't want to break it? Come on now. Last letter opener I had a snap. First one, metal.
We're not supposed to stab people with it.
You know. What's the fun of that? Not stabbing people.
In the back, especially.
It's part of the research stuff. I think most places are going to be closed
To you, I think.
Well, no, because of the festival, right? There won't be a lot.
There's no library in this town. Somebody else already asked. The only place you could possibly go is the Wizard Tower, I think, or something
Yeah,
like
there's
that.
there's a college of magic here.
Yeah. And that was like the only library somebody could get access to, or
Yeah,
something
the
like
the wizard has access to that.
that. We already did this.
He can deal with the engineering guys.
Correct.
The dwarves.
That's my stomach. Sorry.
Okay. So all of you work for the priest here?
Oh no.
Yeah. Oh, that he must be a very popular fellow. He has all these friends. Then, what brings you to Mindenheim?
I'm a servant. Don't worry.
So you're the priest servant.
I am.
Excellent. I'm glad he had somebody keeping him honest here.
I
Okay.
kind of adopted him. He's kind of like my pet.
Oh. Okay.
I keep him fed and
Okay.
buy him shiny toys and stuff every once in a while.
Okay.
But he can read for me, so that's all right.
Have you heard the word of Sigmar?
Yes, a lot.
Excellent. I'm glad to be amongst believers.
All right, Carlton.
Yes, sir.
Thank you for this very valuable message. And it appears that, for the time being at least, you can be of service to Sigmar here in Middenheim.
Well, I'm not sure exactly how I can be of service per se, but I'm certainly planning to stay here for the next week or so for the carnival. I'm not going to miss the opportunity.
It was funny enough, we were going to be going to the carnival here in just a little bit. Why don't you accompany us?
Certainly.
What's your story? What's your backstory?
Hey,
Where are you from? Are you
I'm from Altdorf. Yeah. Well, outskirts of Altdorf.
Born and raised?
Well, yeah, a small hunting village outside of the town.
Mm.
You may notice after some time, unfortunately, I do tend to get in a bit of trouble with my talking. I'm told I don't really get quiet. So when I was a teenager, my family encouraged me to head to Altdorf and find a job.
Mm.
So since then, I've done various odd jobs. I've done some hunting. Finally signed up maybe last year with the church as a messenger. They send me here and there around the country, just delivering correspondence. And the high priest about a week ago said, "Take this message to Frederick in Middenheim."
Okay. Well,
Was the roadblock still on?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
There's all sorts of problems between. There were bandits, both aiding Ulrich as well as Sigmar.
did you take a coach to come here?
No, I rode a riding horse. Those taxes here, those are just crazy. I had to sell the horse just to get into town.
I guess you're buying a horse.
Okay.
I just left my horse.
Left to go wander the wilderness. Okay. I give him a good look. Does he have any weapons on him?
He has a basic hand weapon.
You say you hunt. Are you proficient with?
Well, I used to
a
hunt.
bow?
I'm mainly a messenger these days. Don't really have much need for weapons. I just need a swift horse and my satchel, and I run from most things.
Well, that's actually a very valuable strategy.
That's right.
Man, I'm not much of a talker.
Oh, that's okay. I can talk for all of us. I can just carry on conversations. I'm told I have a great talent to just talk to myself for hours on end.
Fantastic. Question for you. Did the symbols of Sigmar here, did they hinder
Yes, you like my collection?
I do. Did you... He's got like NASCAR.
Literally, that's what he has.
Yeah.
Is
that's what I was
that
thinking,
idea?
The different churches that he's visited.
No, only Sigmar.
But yeah, different churches.
Like,
Sure.
Sigmar.
Yeah.
That's right. Midheim Sigmar. Yeah, the Midheim 500.
He has the Sigmar Hard Rock Cafe of
Yeah,
Altdorf.
all the different...
T-shirt on.
Oh my god. Okay.
Drinking
Well,
Sigmar dew.
have you been to Middenheim before?
No, I don't think I've ever been here.
Well, we've been here a week. And we've already run into some bandits and stuff here, so
Oh, I'm sure one such as you could take care of those. That's not a problem.
But I just want you to stay close so that you can stay under our wing and stay protected.
Okay, not a problem. As long as you don't get offended by my talking.
I don't mind you talking, but do me a favor. Never refer to me Frederick again in public.
What would you prefer?
Priest?
Okay, Sir Priest, I'll call you that.
No, you don't have to call me sir. It's fine. Just
Okay. Your Holiness?
father.
Father?
Yeah, that's
Okay.
how, you know.
Here, have it. Faja.
Let me protect my father. No, there's people within the city who are not agreeable to Frederick of the church, and so
Yeah, I saw some markings on the wall when I was coming in. Something about outsiders get lost.
Oh, it's worse than that, man.
On the outside of the building?
Not on this building. No,
Oh.
on the street by the whatever those things are that carry you up from the down
yeah,
low
yeah.
area.
Yeah.
Elevator.
Yeah,
The
the elevator
ski
things.
Okay. I'm gonna slide him. Oh, never mind.
Go slide him the note he can't read. What do you think of this?
These are some
Very concerning.
Who's Matthias?
Dang it.
I don't remember.
Give me some context.
Because I've got the wrong Matthias.
Oh,
'cause that-
hey George.
He's a
Wizard pops in.
in a totally
He had
different plane
an
of existence,
invisibility
he's a
spell
werewolf.
going.
Guys,
It's Spirit Pack.
the box.
Oh, the guy who gave us the box
Yeah.
has gone missing, but he did not get. I don't think he got pulled up into the purge, but the Great Diogenes was the one who
Hey.
is. It looks
Made
like
it.
the Great
Yeah.
Diogenes, according to this, is also seeking
I cast my leap spell.
the.
You leap into the scene.
Yeah.
Okay.
The,
He's also pursuing a corruption lead. So we're kind of.
but he was going away from here.
He was going away from here, but who knows what intel he has. But I'm being warned
Back to
that
Altdorf.
we need to step
Did
very
they pass any
carefully
dates?
here because
Did they pass any dates?
Days.
No.
Okay, just
Uh,
wanna
It's
make
the
sure.
morning. They were gathered around for breakfast in the inn,
Um,
having some pastries and food, deciding where they want to go. The current
Graf
theory is the
Boris
Square of
Copper
Marshals
is
by
a
right.
Okay, so we
here.
did pass a day from the last session.
is in.
It's morning the following night.
His
The
numbers
following day.
are
I'm just
disordered.
keeping track of my
So we need to be very,
month's
very
worth of
careful
buff.
and not provoke
Okay.
anybody unless we have a mountain of evidence against them. And we need to be very careful with our political machinations because,
Not busting in on Wiccan doors.
yeah, we need to be careful. We need to be very careful with, which is basically the crux of this letter. And this young man here is to pursue his own little adventure within the city. But I don't want him to get hurt. So I think he should stay with us.
Or at least, I don't know, turn his cloak inside out.
Probably a good idea. I mean, yeah.
I mean, and I understand not embarrassed of Sigmar, but this is not a Sigmar friendly.
No, but there's no hiding me.
Right, there's no hiding you, but you
Right,
have
I'd
armor on.
Certainly, we shouldn't hide our beliefs.
Well,
That would be contrary to the teachings.
well, I don't know the teaching.
So,
Mayflower.
as he stuffs his fifth muffin down.
Yeah. Cool. What day?
It's not that it's contrary to
Well,
the beliefs.
Mayflower.
It's being smart and strategic.
Okay.
If you're in a city of
I don't
worshippers
know the
that
reference.
Oh,
value
so
violence,
Mayflower's mainly people.
Okay.
get
Well,
violent
I'm
and-
fine with that.
and
I'm
they
very
want
eager to
to
see all the sites.
the
I hear
mood
I hear
show
Carnival is absolutely to die for. But while I'm here for the week, I do need to stop by the local temple. I need to update my patches.
Okay,
Okay.
I'll accompany you to the temple real quick. I would.
As he continue, over the course of the next 30 minutes or whatever, while
Yeah,
you guys
stop
are discussing plans, yeah, he literally does not stop talking. You get the strong impression he is an avid fanboy of Sigmar, but is almost completely unaware of the actual teachings. So he's taken all the public information, all the propaganda, he's skimmed the Bible, and he thinks he knows all of it because he's the greatest fan of Sigmar ever.
Let's write his own fan fiction.
That's right. Did you see this story about where Sigmar beat up Ulrich?
Yeah,
He should definitely go out there preaching that one.
that's not how most fan fiction is written. And Sigmar stood with his gleaming muscles.
That's right.
Oh.
He flexed his mace.
He pounded into the goblin.
Baby's arm holding it out.
Right. Anyways,
Yep.
but yeah, if you say he should hide the symbols and so forth, then he certainly does. He puts away his collection.
Yeah, it's not that.
It's not
And,
shame.
and understand this: within this city, there are forces at work who are trying to undermine the city and undermine Sigmar and undermine Ulrich. And we have already kind of made a splash on the political and social scene here. So do yourself a favor, try to be as nondescript as possible.
Okay.
Because if you hang around us, which I highly recommend, we'll protect you, but you're also going to be in danger.
Okay.
So,
Well, I'll follow your lead. You seem to know what you're doing.
do you know how to use a sword?
Yes.
How about a hammer?
Sure.
A bow?
Yeah.
A sharp stick.
I fired a bow a few times in my youth. I'm a hunter, remember?
I know, that's what made me think of it. Let's. Can you get him a bow? A quality bow?
Can I do what?
That's not a
You get it?
stereotype. Elf, can you get him a bow?
He fucking murders people all the day around us with a bow. I don't care if it's a stereotype or not. You mug a guy in an alley, you're a mugger.
I haven't mugged anybody in an alley yet.
You're an elf. That means you just make bows.
Can you get him a bow this morning, real quick? It doesn't
Sure.
have to be super high quality, just a passable bow,
Sure.
Hey, Dad.
at least by human standards.
Would my wait, what? Okay. Would my chest plate be, let's say, Sigmar related?
Not specifically,
Okay.
unless you've done some effort to make it to mark it up and so forth.
No.
You can get some charcoal and draw on it if you really want to, but as far as official markings and so forth, no.
Disintegration.
Your armor has the heraldry of Altdorf specifically because that's where you served your military time.
Would that be nearly as bad as far as what we know?
Only if war breaks out between Middenheim and Reichland.
Then you can just become a black shield for just get out of the town.
Oh, wait, I have it right here.
Okay.
Right. I mean, although officially the empire is all one country, keep in mind that all these different states within it effectively operate independently and frequently go to war with each other. Just like Ostland and Talabakland, you guys have heard there's wars going on there at the border. Same idea. And what he's telling you is from this message, there's a significant threat of Middenheim getting offended and going to war with Altdorf and the Reichland. At which point, having heraldry of Reichland is not a great situation,
Right.
any more than Sigmar would be.
Okay.
I am going to go to a regular place to find a bow, but I want to
Okay.
try to drop some lines on somebody to find me an elf bow, if possible.
Okay. So you want to spend your morning tracking down an elf bow?
Yep.
Okay.
I want to hire somebody.
Okay.
And I was going to go to the hiring thing here real quick.
Yeah, I may end up hiring a couple people and making contacts with people. I'll come back quick to them with a regular bow, as quick as I can make it.
Okay.
There we go.
And when I get there, I look at you and I hold my hand out.
Okay. Regular bow will cost you 6 gold.
I will
It's an expensive bow.
attempt to barter that,
Sure. Give me a barter roll.
and I will fail miserably and end up with a 7 or 8 gold,
Sure.
but that's alright.
I want to hire a herald to announce me everywhere I go
70,
this week until
shit.
Minotaur.
114?
I don't want it to be
114?
like,
Okay. You managed to talk him down to 5 gold.
Yeah, good luck
Here you
being
go.
better.
You save a little bit, but
It works.
right now,
Absolutely.
everything is more expensive
The,
with Carnival.
Knight's Tale.
You told
Yep,
us
that's
that.
exactly it.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's why I looked at the regular price and I
And
was
the
like,
fact
oh
that
god.
that's vision. The fact that's vision.
Dude,
Right.
I lean back and you lean back. I lean forward, you lean forward.
Me?
No.
No.
It's a curse. Yeah. You,
Um,
you need to coordinate with William.
That's right. Well, that's right. Well done.
Hey, William, want to do that?
Fucking sit over
His
there.
new eyes, he's clawing them out.
No.
Uh,
Yeah, generally speaking, gear, equipment, and so forth is all running about 50% higher
Okay.
than normal.
Good to know.
So would that be like a normal scout then if I was hiring? Like, it's just a person to announce me and on the list.
A
it's
herald?
Like, yeah, it wasn't actually on the list.
You could always
yeah, I
turn
understand.
this new young man into a herald.
What?
Certainly, I
No.
love to talk.
Yeah, you got
We-
a lovely voice. So I'm gonna
We
give
have
him
to
a
get him
nice.
some finer clothes though.
Oh, absolutely. That's absolutely fine.
Sure.
well,
you want me to announce your presence?
Oh yes, mine, because I'm about to.
Okay.
Because while he's got kind of like an undercover
Do you have a banner?
thing. Sure.
We can get one made.
Yep, we'll get one made. Rapier, 6 cross guns. You know
Is
it's
that a spider on there? What is that?
teardrop, son.
It's a rapier stabbing the
That's,
spider.
that's right. Minotaur head, just. But yeah, everywhere we go, I just want him to announce me and all my wondrous things that I'm giving him a breakdown of.
Okay.
Father
You gonna
had
give him a
announce
breakdown?
Me.
Huh?
You want to give me a breakdown?
Of what? Yeah.
Don't bother him announcing me.
I don't.
Yeah, he
I don't know.
wasn't
It's
going
me.
to announce
I'm,
Yeah,
I'm
I
the
know.
important one. I'm the
Yeah.
one.
Yeah, but you were saying all
Nobody
your
cares
fine
about your
stuff.
Here you go. Carter, give that to Andy. Give me a list of things you wish him to highlight.
I come back, Dad, with a bow. I hold the bow up and I'm like, 5 gold.
God, do I have 5 gold? I didn't realize they were that expensive. Alright. Thank you.
No problem.
We should charge 6.
I was going to.
I
but,
was going to say, a lost opportunity.
my character isn't like that, so I thought about just paying for it myself and not asking for anything back. But I was like, oh, no, I kind of need it if I have a chance for an elf bow.
I need some money.
I just want to do the Knight's Tale one. Protector of his enormous manhood.
Yeah.
Oh,
Then he's flashing a mirror in his face.
it's so great.
It is a great movie.
It's too bad Heath Ledger died.
Yeah.
Now we're all set. Okay, so was anybody want to go anywhere other than or before the Square of Marshals at 11? I know you want. Yeah, you. I know you're out and
I
about.
think everything starts at 11 on this, doesn't it?
No,
Is
the
it-
Square, the Marshals, the first contest is at 11. Everything else is later in the day, noon or 2 o'clock.
Is there any other families that we would, anything he could research that, any information that like you need for? Because
Well, this,
I mean, any amount of information we got going into this is the best.
I think we should use this opportunity. Good advice to this letter. Is I think we should spend an opportunity for the next couple days to enter into events, rub elbows with the elite and the powerful within the city, and maybe
That's what I'm doing.
keep an eye out for and listen if we can find any more evidence of corruption.
You're just
'Cause
collecting
remember when we
pocket lint.
first found this?
What?
You're
like,
just
the
collecting
Purple
pocket
Hand
lint.
infiltrated the entire
Right.
city hierarchy.
But they're not a normal like underground. They are in everything. That's
Yeah.
the thing.
And let's see if we can find more evidence of that here, because it's almost assuredly happened, right? Because don't you think it was weird that we disposed of a bunch of ruffians today and nobody raised an eyebrow? That's weird.
I'm not there, so.
What ruffians?
You guys only killed like 2. We killed the rest.
I was.
He killed the rest.
I mean, no one's gonna raise an eyebrow. They were just guys trying to rob us.
Even in a city like this, they're gonna notice when half a dozen people die in one altercation. They're not just gonna be like, justice was served.
Some
It's,
of a dozen people.
We killed a lot.
I'm just saying. I think it was really odd that. Granted, I wasn't there. I took off, but
They didn't seem to care. They were like, "Hey, thank goodness you guys are okay." And
yeah.
they,
Okay.
didn't, they didn't even care I was carving pieces out of people's chests.
Speaking for Sean and something he'd already told us, they don't really care what happens in the city right now because they're trying to keep everything hush
Right.
so that it does not disrupt the festival.
Mhm.
Yep.
As long as it does not disrupt the festival, they don't care.
Alright, so what time is it?
Maybe 10 o'clock. First one's at 11.
Okay. How long of a walk is it to the Square Marshals?
With the crowd, probably 30 minutes or so.
But yeah, I'm gonna head out.
Okay. So you're heading to the square?
Yeah.
Okay. What about the rest of you?
I just had a quick mechanic question.
No, you go ahead.
So this is for a level up. Say I needed a spear for second level,
You need a spear for
And-
second level.
and I needed a great weapon for third level.
Uh-huh.
Could I effectively swap those out and
No.
like sell the spear and have the great weapon instead?
Yes. When you go from level 2 to level 3, yes.
Okay.
Once you start the career, you don't need to keep the trappings.
Okay. Thank you.
Except for certain things, like when you're a soldier, you had to have a squad.
Yeah.
So you gotta keep them alive.
I gotta keep that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks.
While I'm going through the crowd, I'm gonna keep an eye out for Lady Heinfeld. Just try to.
Just on the streets. Okay. Okay.
I'm not expecting to find her, but
Okay. Yeah,
What,
just keeping
so-
your eyes open. Okay. Sounds good. So the rest of you, I understood you were gonna travel separately towards the square.
Screw that.
Is that still your plan?
I'm gonna go with my herald and
Do we have time in the morning to get him to get the herald some fighter clothes?
Not if you're gonna make the first contest.
That sucks.
we can do that after one because we'll have time between that and the first Minotaur fight.
Yeah, you're not fighting, so it's not a big deal. You could be incognito. So yeah, okay.
I'm gonna-
What was that?
He's announcing it.
If I thought my clothing would fit him, I'd have the same clothing he could wear.
He's announcing it. It's like it's not secret.
I wish I had more time to come up with better stuff. But I was just gonna scribble and hand it back. Whatever that says.
I'm going to keep my hand on my the hilt of my greatsword.
Did anybody
Trying to
want a
get
leather
one.
jack, which is soft leather?
Okay,
or
Make
no.
myself look as intimidating as possible.
a chain shirt?
Sure.
Are you walking
Does-
with your greatsword out?
Not to sell.
No, but
I'm gonna sell them.
walking-
Give us what's
okay.
the-
Does
Okay, well,
the
Yeah, I'll take it and sell it. That's no
So, I mean, a great sword is specifically like 5 or 6 feet long. It's not something you wear on your side. You
Not
can
worried
carry
about
your
the back.
scabbard in your hand and have that out. That would be one option, or it would be on your back.
I assume
Okay, at which point walking around with your hand on the hilt of the greatsword is awfully awkward.
showing off your armpit hair.
I mean, that's, it's fine. I'm just trying to figure out. If I'm just helping you think through what the situation is.
Yeah, okay, you're not wrong.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, if you're just walking around with the sword on your back, flexing at everybody who looks in your direction, that's fine. I mean, that's still intimidating.
I'm glad.
Okay.
Probably have a computer.
You should probably log in your
Would it have been
character.
okay for me to sell
I
the
need to
chain
get my
shirt and the leather jacket 50% at the same time?
You can sell it for,
Since I rolled.
given the same roll, you're not getting the extra 50%.
That's
You're
good.
getting.
Over
I'll
shot
give you
for
the
40%.
the full 50% with your roll.
Okay.
They're buying things at lower than normal value and selling at quite a bit higher.
That's what makes sense. All right.
Yeah.
You told me I could
All right, man. I'll
one and a
hold
half
it.
gold anywhere. How many silver do gold? Not even 1.5 gold.
20.
Gold, 5 silver.
Okay.
Do you need some?
I'm good. I just don't want to carry the weight anymore.
I can carry stuff.
No need.
After the last time we went through the marketplace and he
Mhm.
gave us little warnings, then I'm actively trying to keep an eye on
On your stuff.
myself and my personal belongings and whatnot. 'Cause,
Okay.
I wasn't aware before. And,
Hey, still your sleeping bag too?
no, I don't have a sleeping bag.
Yes, they
I
did.
sleep in bed.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, so you're on your own. You went ahead. Everybody else is going together. I'm still trying to figure out if people are doing something else
I'm
for the
going
morning.
I guess it
with
depends on
Thad
what people
and
are going to.
They're
Partner
going.
character
They want to
coming
go
with
to
us.
the Square of Marshals to see the first event.
Are you staying here? I thought you were staying with him at all costs.
And
That's why
part
I-
of what you might have missed
You say
is
you
this
are.
Carlton guy
Well,
that's
that's why I
here
asked if you were going.
is a messenger from Altdorf that brought a message to Frederick from the temple.
Okay, is it a secret message that we don't know?
He has shared the message, at least some of the context, with the group, so you may want to get an update as far as what that was, and so that you have the context.
Sigmar was wrong and Ulrich was right the whole time, and you were praying to the wrong god.
We need to slow
I
our
did it with
roll.
my
If we're
husband.
going to start over.
Religion is terrible. Embrace
Yeah.
magic.
Yep.
What are you asking me?
The note that apparently you got from a person.
Here, you can read it.
Oh, why thank you.
He can read it.
How insulting.
Can you not read?
I don't even think that
Yeah.
comes as an option in my
Yeah,
character.
the only two that can read are these two.
Figured Elf could automatically read.
Or I can read as well.
Yeah.
I think Thad can
Okay.
read
I
too.
think I had a
Yeah, I can
choice.
read.
I
Okay.
could have chosen it.
Okay,
but
so I'm the only one.
Yeah, it's only the wealthy ones that can't read.
I pay people to read for me.
So,
Oh yes.
anyways, they're heading to the Square of Marshals.
The barbarian
for the
has
first
the
event.
ability to
We're gonna
read.
watch the Championograph, the first attempt to,
Oh,
Eh,
the
I'm
graph
flip
yeah,
through
yeah.
now.
Yeah.
you know,
Rabble rousing.
just need 4 more guns. But yes,
And a shotgun in the background.
Frederick's designing a banner.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. I'm scratching out a banner real quick.
Okay.
Draft.
You gotta label them.
pile of coins underneath. I can keep it going. Just says cash.
Just
cash
keep in mind,
money.
Cash money.
the more complicated it
Oh.
gets, the more expensive the banner.
You gotta write the right barrels. Cash.
It's all
This to be in red with a royal blue around
Yeah.
the edges and a gold inlay.
that's right. So,
That'll be 3,000 gold. Oh. Can you make it out of paper?
okay, so you guys wait 5-10 minutes or so after he's left, and then I guess leave as a group, heading out. Carlton takes the lead, taking his position aggressively, I would say. He starts pushing the people out of the way. Said, "Hey, get out of the way! Get out! Priest of Sigmar coming through. We're moving through here." Pushes people out of the way and everything. Heads out into the street and says, "Oh yeah, everybody." And like most of the crowd in the area comes to a stop and like looks at you guys. Says, "I want to announce we have what's your character's name?
Milton.
Milton." Yeah, he turns to you momentarily.
I didn't write it on there.
This guy here, he defends the weak. Pay attention.
That it?
And then leads you into the crowd.
I just start laughing. I start laughing.
I want to pay this
hysterically.
guy big money right now, like just nonstop.
Well, at least I can train him. And I need a pamphleteer.
He leads you up the street. He stops after a moment and says, Where am I
was
going?
about to say, he's going.
Why?
Oh my god. I'm so glad I'm
That's awesome.
If you guys weren't like center of attention to be killed, you are now.
Now I am. So he didn't give me a description of these sons of Ulrich that he told me about, but
Okay.
I am kind of half on my guard as well.
Okay.
No weapons out, obviously, but walking with my hand on the rapier hilt for sure. 'Cause
Okay.
If someone rushes me,
Okay. You guys get up to the first intersection, and generally the crowd is roughly heading northwest towards the square for all the locals that are heading for the same area. Again, he goes maybe 20 paces or so, and then stops the group, draws the attention of the crowd.
No, as
and
soon as he
calls
starts
out and
making
says,
that, I grab him. I'm like, you gotta stop. You
What?
gotta stop.
What?
It's not every 20 feet. It's when we get to a
"Well,
new area.
there's
No,
people here."
No. It's when we get to a new area, young man. It's,
going.
oh my god.
I like him. I don't know what you're talking about. He's all right.
Everyone, this man is of near noble blood.
Oh, let me walk away.
He is almost pure.
This is the best thing that's ever
I
happened.
know.
Everybody else other than these two are that are otherwise distracted. Give me a perception check.
Okay, is there a way to show
Sure.
it just to you?
I feel like
Yes.
we're not taking this
You
seriously
select
anymore.
blind GM roll.
I absolutely am.
Do you even have the noble blood trait?
It's the black.
Oh
No.
Black eye
That's my
color.
long-term goal is to
Yeah.
break into nobility.
Mm-hmm.
Which is, there's only two ways: either be noble
Or kill you.
or take
Kill.
over. Yeah.
Sean,
Mhm.
I love you, man. This is so great.
I love it.
So Matt, where's
That was
where's,
not a blind GM rule.
yeah. So Matt, where do you
Come
think
on,
that-
George.
It's his
Right there,
mage.
just click on the black.
It's his
So
mage
it has
sight.
a die, then a white-looking dude that looks like he's from Spy vs. Spy.
Yes,
Then a black-looking guy. It's the black one.
They don't know Spy vs.
Wait.
Spy.
I
That
loved
is
it.
so old.
That's
So old.
1982 or something.
You've
Oh,
just
man,
dated
magazine.
yourself.
I had the game.
Did you see that?
Atari.
So did I.
Loved
Yeah.
it.
Spy vs. Spy is a great comic.
It's like the old original Mission Impossible.
Yeah.
That show was so bad. It was good.
Yeah.
Okay. He pauses a bit further on and said, "This man has purged chaos like none other." Out to the crowd. A couple of people like give you a golf
Yes.
clap.
Yes,
um,
they do.
and so forth, and
Where was
then
this
go
guy
about their
earlier
business.
When you and him were fighting?
All of a sudden, there is what looks like a young kid, maybe 10 or 12. The crowd, I mean, when he parts the crowd, keep in mind, they're only spreading out like maybe a foot or two away from you.
Yeah, like,
Okay.
oh my god, what a rude.
A small kid, maybe 10 or 12, darts out of the crowd, bumps into you, and then takes off at a full sprint. Okay? He's unique in that he's wearing what looks like a jester's outfit, brightly colored with bells. Okay? You see him holding what looks like one of your pouches.
Boom!
What would you like to do?
Shoot near him. Shoot the wall.
I don't think shooting at a kid is a good idea.
No, not him. At the wall near him.
You
Return
see
that
him
now.
getting further and further
Oh
away
my
in the
gosh.
crowd.
I yell,
How far is he?
thief,
Okay.
come back.
Okay.
If you're looking for money, I'll gladly give you some.
Yeah, he doesn't seem to be stopping at this point.
How far is he?
And I
He's
fire a
maybe
pistol
30 or
into the
40
air.
yards. You just go to fire into the air.
Directly into the air. Yep.
Okay, so he fires your gun into the air. It causes shock and panic for everybody that's standing right next to you. There's a couple of screams and so forth. The crowd is sort of parting as this kid is running through it, and the people that are more than 10 or 20 yards away are strangely they're sort of looking at you expectantly.
All right.
Like people get down, and then there's like a few guys standing.
No, the
up.
people right next to you, when you just pulled a black powder weapon and fired it, freak out. I mean, they take cover, they scream, etc. They react as you would when a black powder pistol were to be shot, like in this room.
Yeah.
Okay, 10, 20 yards down the street, like I said, as the kid is running, the crowd is sort of parting, making way for him. They're sort of turning towards you, seeing what you're doing. Other than the fact you have a gun that just got fired.
Yeah. I'm going after him. I
Okay,
say, come on, let's go. And
How far is he?
he's at this point maybe 40 yards.
That worked out so good for two of us one time.
full. Yep. I know. I know.
You
know,
gonna
I
put
chased
fire
after
on
somebody
him?
about died.
Oh yeah.
It's a disarm spell.
Conveniently, an 11, 12-year-old kid who ran
Let's
off
go.
trying to kill
Okay.
us.
I'm
I'll
Well,
keep.
I don't know, it's blind.
Yep.
I was trying to get this.
Not gonna lie, I'd have shot him.
Thank God we're not.
Okay,
Thank
so
God we're
you're gonna give chase,
Yep.
and you're gonna give chase.
My
Like you
Alright.
can.
Wait.
And-
I'll go as fast as I
Follow
can.
you.
Full dash.
Okay, so the three of you take off. He pauses to cast magic. What are you doing? If anything. Car-
You.
It's not
Oh, I
visible.
thought you were
on
talking
my
about
own.
that.
I'm not
I
there.
understand.
No, I'm just gonna watch.
You're just gonna watch.
I'll just step into the crowd. With
Okay,
everybody
just disappear.
else.
You're not
Okay.
staying with your pal or
Nope.
priest.
He's
friend?
gonna separate.
Every time there's been danger, I've left.
And
Every time.
Carlton stands there, a bit shocked at a moment as you guys race off. He says, "And see, the chooser of violence at his actions again."
Wait, what?
That's one of the things I wrote. Chooser of violence.
oh my god.
Enjoy the show after him.
We'll run in and drag him with
If
us.
we
Okay.
actually manage to catch him, this will definitely help you.
Okay, so give me a. Go ahead and cast your spell.
If I'm doing a deal somewhere, you guys come running in, chasing after a kid, I'm gonna be pissed.
I would have, you're just going to spend fortune points and it goes off.
Okay, so you cast the spell. You see in the distance the kid shriek a bit, drop the bag, roll on the ground, sort of doing a somersault, quickly snatch up the bag and take off again. It does delay him,
Okay.
but he doesn't drop it and just run. Okay. The other one, everybody else, using a 5 for a base modifier, give me an athletics roll modified by any encumbrance penalties you have. I don't know if athletics is agility based.
It is.
It is? Okay, so it's already included as far as your penalty. And an additional minus 20 for every movement less than 5 you have.
Holy crap.
I fail.
Okay?
It's a fast child.
Unless I roll twice open-ended, I'm gonna fail.
So you're just not fast.
Yeah, I fail.
Okay.
I might
This
succeed.
crowd's awful nice.
So
I could have caught him.
I have sprinter, which gives me
Fuck
an
off.
extra, so all that goes
That
into it
counts.
as well?
That counts, yeah.
Okay.
So
If you got better than a 5 with sprinter, etc., then you get the
Yeah.
plus 20.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
So, yep, I already have
Ooh.
it.
Okay.
so
Because mine's a
Oh,
roll
yeah, well,
plus
he's
5 on the
stupid
dice.
fast, so.
Your roll, what's your speed with sprinter?
With sprinter, it's 5. So movement is 5. So 5, 10, 20
Okay, so your base move is a 4.
is 4, and then sprinter
Is is human average a 4?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, adjust it all to a 4 then
Okay.
as the base.
Gotcha.
Okay, I thought it was a 5. So 4 is the base. That's no modifier. If you have sprinter, you get plus 20 above that.
Okay.
If you have less than or higher than a 4 move, then you have plus or minus 20 for each level. Okay. you're affected by any agility penalty you have for encumbrance. Roll and tell me if you get over 101.
Yes, I did.
Okay.
Yes, over 101.
Okay.
See, I had to.
Seriously? You're gonna like.
He rolled
Every-
it.
I had to basically do a lot of athletics for soldier and guard.
You rolled a
Find a meal
negative.
somewhere.
Yeah, also that.
Are you in the crowd with
And you're
me?
not taking massive
Oh,
penalties
I
for
have a
being
chance. He just
encumbered?
cast a spell.
I'm only
Let's
at
go.
the first level of encumbrance.
It's
Because I have,
not visible on
because
me,
I
it's
have
visible on the bag. Oh, boy.
strong
Me
back
and George are gonna
white,
go get food.
Okay.
and my strength and
Just
agility
occupy
are
yourself
high.
not in the
Okay,
middle of the
okay.
crowd type.
Okay. So you two take
I'm
off.
dealing
The priest
violence.
huffs and puffs and falls way
You know
behind.
what? Knowing that
Even if we
I can't
don't
actually
exit, it's
chase
not-
people,
it's
Uh-huh.
I'm not
not-
going to.
Okay.
It's not-
All right.
You
I-
take a few
I
steps
blame
in that
the
I
direction.
will
Jerry
just
Give
do
it.
the
conservative.
power, like,
There's no
aggressive
attack
walk,
skill.
like,
Right.
with hammer on my shoulder, just raw, trying to be intimidating.
Ogre.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
As I
Okay,
move, I'm gonna
overwalk.
put the pistol that I used away. And
Okay.
pull my
That's
right
fine.
I'm gonna do the Darth Vader walk. You know.
Yeah. But
Imperial
you,
March plays in the background.
Yes,
Carlton.
you and me.
Dun 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 dun.
I'm so buying a bar to do that.
Our group is officially split up in 5 ways.
And it only took 10
2,
minutes.
3,
4,
4,
5.
5
Oh,
ways.
wow.
And it
Wow.
only took me 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Only because of one little kid.
Anyways, he takes off at a full run. As he splits the crowd, you see a spark of light or whatever from the bag. He drops it, shaking his hand as if it was in pain. Like I said, he does a quick somersault, grabs the bag, and takes off. Between that and your athletics, you're able to keep up. He turns the corner and quickly bounds up the stairs, heading northwest on the street. The crowd, as you continue forward, you hear from somewhere behind you something along the line of "Slayer of fearsome beasts" echoing over the crowd.
You're right.
And there's a couple of people like cheering and clapping as you're running through. Give me another athletics check.
I technically succeeded. I guess I do it again.
Yes.
Okay.
106.
106.
I think I'm going to use a fortune.
Go for it.
Is it a fortune point for that?
Sure.
Roll a 19.
Split it 6
When
ways.
he
Split
dropped
it 6
the
ways.
bag, I know I was trying to catch up to him.
Right.
It doesn't look. It still looks like my bag.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. It's a little singed at this
7
point.
Right.
Feels like it has something of weight in it.
Gunpowder. I'll be like, I don't know what that.
What happened there?
Well, there goes the kid.
104.
104. Okay. So he turns and somersaults up the stairs. At the top, he jumps on some boxes and climbs up onto the streets above this neighborhood. You guys manage to scramble up, keeping pace with him as you do so. There, he races directly north before he jumps down onto the next street. So for that one, give me an acrobatics roll.
Could you ping it
There's no
for me?
There's no acrobatics?
It's still
On
on
the
the
athletics.
It did.
Okay.
Could
You
you?
just climb.
We probably don't.
Climb is fine. Give me a climb.
Okay. It
Okay,
said
this is
climb
Mhm.
or
Yeah, well, that's athletics cool. Climb, no, not so much.
You're welcome.
I'm gonna use the reroll.
Okay.
Yeah, I would have been like, no. I'll do what he does and acrobatic my way around.
Ah, there we go. Okay.
You guys succeed?
111.
Ben? No? Okay, so you guys
If anything,
try
I'd trip
climbing
and
up.
fall.
The soldier grabs some handholds, and between his weight and his armor and everything, they don't hold. He goes tumbling back down to the street, into the crowd, amongst a bunch of laughter and so forth.
6 ways.
Milton climbs
Bad
the
word
wall
off.
and takes off after the kid, who as he reaches the corner, he skids to a stop, looks back to see if you're still pursuing him, giggles a bit, and then runs on.
You're not winning this race.
You gonna keep chasing him?
This is designed for you not to.
From here, he leaps down onto the main street amongst a bunch of cheers. He knocks over a couple of carts of like fruit and apples and things like that, and then sprints full speed to the north.
Okay, I will jump down into the crowd with a flourish as well.
Okay, acrobatics
Yeah.
or athletics, I mean.
Oh God.
I would have shot the kid. And I'm like,
I know. I
you
should
gonna
have.
giggle? Blam! All right.
I should have applied blaze.
Yeah, try running now.
Then you would have
Yeah,
blown up the
legs.
gunpowder.
Shoot him in the leg.
So that's gonna be a 50.
What, it was
Why does
61.
that firework
61
look like a
total?
fucking child?
Okay.
You can say
Um,
no.
That's a strange pinata.
Yeah.
No, that's okay.
You dive off attempting to do a traditional superhero landing
Yeah.
with a big flourish and everything. End up landing on one of these carts that got fallen over, make it a big mess and so forth. A couple of the locals, the guy whose cart you just landed on and crushed is screaming at you. The rest of the crowd is laughing. A couple of the guys quickly help you to your feet and say, "After him, man! After him! Catch him!" You can see up at the corner the kids come to a stop again and is waving his bag
Oh
at
my
you.
God.
He takes off again, heading up a short flight of stairs.
Is this moving in the direction of the square of markers?
Yes.
You are
It is?
so dead.
Then I'm going after him. If I'm heading in the right direction anyway.
Okay.
So
Famous last
mind
words.
you, I'm going to grab the guys whose card I crushed.
Mm-hmm.
I reach in my pocket here.
Mm-hmm.
Is there still the coin that I keep in that pocket?
Is there like a specific coin there?
I've had a silver coin that I've
Yes,
kept
the coin-
separate
that
from
coin's still
everything
there.
else. I take it out and I
And
flip
drop it for
to
the
him,
guy?
I flip it to him and I take off after it, kid. Oh my God!
Totally wrong.
That
We
is-
paid a 60 gold card or something.
I just said this.
He calls. He
This is the first time
gathers
we've
up the coin and
underslept
yells at you
someone.
something about you stupid yokels.
Dang, I wouldn't take
You
that.
go running off.
Would I be just really far behind at this point, or no?
Yes, but with the
Or would
crowd,
I
you're not
walk?
sure where everything's going.
I figured with the crowd, he'd know exactly where everything's going.
Yeah.
Not as he's jumping over different obstacles and things like that. I mean, you're far behind at this point. So, we get on your athletics.
That's gonna be 143.
143. Okay, you go racing up the last flight of stairs, actually into the square of marshals.
Oh my gosh!
There, the parade ground is all set up. There's stands all around,
Oh no.
filled with the crowd, who, as you come racing up, let out a big cheer. The kid skids to a stop in the center of the field, surrounded by like 12 city guard. One of them reaches down and says, "That's enough." And they call to you and say, "Is there a bit of a disturbance here, sir?"
I believe my coin purse may be in that young gentleman's possession.
The kid sheepishly holds up the coin to you.
Okay,
Says,
I will take.
"Yes."
I'll take those. I will open it up. I will remove a silver because I appreciate the warm up for the fight that I shall have in 2 days against the Minotaur, and I will hand him the coin. And you'll find a seat.
He winks at you and smiles. The watch says, "Excellent, excellent. As this is his first offense, we'll let him go this one time." And the crowd cheers and everything, and the kid walks off into the thing, waving his hat at them.
Fantastic.
I can't tell if that was good or not.
That was,
Oh,
that was fantastic.
I was every time I'm like, oh, I'm gonna die, I'm gonna die, I'm gonna die. Okay.
And 10 minutes later, I come walking up.
Eventually, the rest of the group arrive.
I can hear you
I'm just sitting
breathing
in the
3 blocks
stands,
away.
He's got like a funnel cake and
Yep.
yeah. Oh, you're here! All right.
You don't need to hear him coming because there is a loud voice announcing the approach of noble blood and the priests of Sigmar, personal protector of the church.
There you go.
As they announce him leading into the area. And you see first Carlton raising his hands. Make way for priests of Sigmar.
I'll get back to you.
And so
Pause.
forth.
Pause.
Okay.
Point out. I'm just in the stands of the stadium, just watching.
Hold on. Let me read out a part of this letter that makes this so goddamn infuriating. Spend your political capital wisely and gather your intelligence before striking. In particular, the carnival may be an opportunity to meet with many of the court in order to gather evidence or eliminate theories. And now we have Schmuck here fucking screaming.
I tried to keep up.
Oh.
So you see Milton sitting over on the side in the stands. He seems to be holding several open seats for you guys,
Yep.
so you have a place to sit.
While I'm here, I'm going to be specifically searching the crowd for.
Don't you love these seats? They're
Okay.
right up front with our backs
Um,
to the audience.
Give me a gossip check.
Yes. I'm smart. I put points in
Oh my gosh.
Is it just me or do I keep
That's
hearing the sound
great.
of steel leaving leather?
That was great.
Okay.
That was pathetic. Simple math is not simple. It's like 65, I think.
Okay. So, yeah, you're not seeing anybody particularly causing any disturbance as such. All eyes seem to be focused on the southern entrance to the fields, at least until you see a brightly colored kid come running in. And then there's a cheer as what they refer to as the yokel bait is wrapped up.
Nice. It was all a fucking. God damn it.
And the crowd eventually quiets down, just has a murmur for the next 15 minutes or so before the first of the events start.
I knew it was weird that he was dressed the way he was. I was like, something's off about this.
Is there any
Wait, what?
big, like,
I
state
shot him.
It was
stands?
supposed to.
Yeah, and then you go to jail.
It was supposed to. It makes us look like idiots and makes the crowd happy.
Are there any big stands for, like,
Makes me look like
royalty?
an idiot.
What's that?
Is there any big, like, stands for royalty?
I shot him.
Yeah, there's a
I'm
pavilion
gonna start shooting.
over at the side that is reserved for
I would
royalty
have
and
been- I
nobility.
would've
Everybody
shot
say
him,
it's
too.
not.
Can I
Would've
see
been like,
inside
no,
said
not
pavilion?
Can you see it? Absolutely.
He was
It's
I
right in
would-
the
I would
center.
expect
It's
the
full
casting
view of
spell on
everybody.
it before he even did anything.
Is
It was
she
quite
there?
obvious something like that
No.
was going to happen.
Okay.
She does not appear to be there. There are several people there. Specifically,
That was great.
Square of Marshals. There is, you see a older man dressed in heavy armor. You believe that's the court's champion. You can't see his face though, so you're not 100% sure. Let me get all of these so I can tell you what their actual role is if you've met them.
Likely have not. I have
Well,
not met any.
you have not, but as the rest of the group comes in, I don't know if you're looking specifically for him or not.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
So, you see him come in fairly easily because the whole crowd is looking at him, and he sits down. It's like they have a seat set aside just for him. So he goes and willfully sits down there.
Unbeknownst to him, he's an idiot.
You get the duck's cap when you sit down.
Oh yes, I've got a fancy hat.
It's so pointed. All right.
Oh.
The guy's name whose house we're trying to break into again.
Okay.
You're fat.
Mm-mm. We can go with real
It is a
name
wi-
here, but
That's what the Navy goes by.
Okay. That's not going to be helpful.
what do you say, man?
Okay, there is a variety of people, which is going to be challenging because there is
Yep.
the
commissioner.
you recognize two people. One is the man who was holding the brightly colored kid when he ran in. He goes over to the pavilion and stands watch over there. Appears to be somebody in charge of local police or watch. Okay. And then there appears to be on the stands what looks like a military general as well. There is, when things start to get moving a few minutes before the show, a fancy dressed woman comes out and sits at the pavilion. One of the courtiers. And then
Commission convener. Yeah.
who is the other one? The short time later, somebody that the locals refer to as the Knight Eternal comes out. And no, the guy that's in the armor, he's been out there warming up for a good 30 minutes.
Okay.
That's the Graf's champion. The Knight Eternal is, I believe, let's find out what he is. I believe he is the honorific champion of Ulrich,
Okay.
as far as the martial capabilities of the church.
He's Ulrich's champion.
Sure. And then there is, who's this other one?
Joe.
Milton.
And then Joe, yes. You recognize Joe easily. You see, sitting on the stand next to the courtier, she tries to talk with him, and he doesn't seem to have much interest. Appears to be an elf, lounging on one of the chairs, looking kind of bored.
Not even.
Make a mental note to ask him later.
Okay.
We found where our elf went.
Yeah, Matt's up there.
No.
So, like I said, you guys all eventually arrive there. I don't know if any of you had any dealings with any of these people, other than maybe the elf.
He
Yeah,
did
I was
the
with
elf and
I
the-
was with the elf also.
Okay.
Like,
So
we
you
met the
you
elf.
recognize Alavandrel Fenmaris, the master of the hunt.
No, wrong elf.
Yeah.
The elf we met
The,
was
the bard.
I met
It
the
was the court.
master of the hunt.
The court
Yes,
bard
you
or
met
whatever.
him.
Court, yeah. It was the court bard.
Court bard
He's
also.
not here.
Okay. Well,
Different elf.
different elf. but
Yes,
Okay.
this is a different elf.
They all look the same anyway.
They do.
With that, I'm going to try to worm my way around the crowd, asking people who the courtier is.
Give me a gossip check.
So, why are we here?
I want to watch the. This is the Minotaur fight, right?
no, this
No.
is the champion.
This is the champion
Grass
one.
champion.
Oh,
The Minotaur fights in the afternoon.
Suck.
You do.
well, we get to meet the nobility.
Really?
Uh huh.
Right. And here's my theory.
We can back up.
Here's my theory.
Oh, wait.
What was that very
There,
first city we fucking
I'm
decimated?
curious.
Bogenhofen.
I just
Yeah, we
flipped
didn't
the
decimate,
result
we saved it.
if it would
We
allow me to
saved it
succeed.
by
Okay,
decimating
that would be a
the
30.
aristocracy within the city.
Correct.
But
And the cult
prior to
had
that,
infiltrated the
keep in
higher
mind I have
echelons of
experience in that
society,
Okay.
and they were the real
Yes.
problem.
I forgot I had
We know the cult's here.
What is that town called again?
it.
We know there's a lot of
Gregarious.
weird strife happening here.
I have that for stealth.
Right.
So,
I flipped the result
So
rolls and
we need
looks
to
good.
start investigating the upper echelons of society here.
Also,
And the
like
only
an
way to do
educator.
that without being obvious is this
And I
festival
need
is a
to
great opportunity
pass
for
my
us to
gossip.
investigate them,
Yeah, you
meet
would've passed
them,
the last
talk to them, maybe watch them in some of their comings and goings,
Yeah.
right?
Okay.
And on the flip side, we could also make money if our friend doesn't die.
If our friend doesn't die.
Okay.
And you are
Don't worry, I'm gonna
like
make sure that happens. I mean,
attuned to magical goings-ons.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe within the crowd you can feel some chaotic influence or whatever by some of these cultists that might be around here. That's my whole thought process behind us going to all these events. He had already started it with his greed, but
it's not greed. It's what is it called?
from the greater
care about that.
purpose of our group,
Who's a survivalist?
It's one of the seven deadly
So-
sins.
from the greater purpose of our group, that's what I was thinking.
Pride.
I
see a flaw in
do
that
actually
plan?
have a question about this.
Yeah.
talent.
I think
You
money
may
is just
reverse
a
any
means.
failed
I think
gossip
they
tests.
took
and
it
allow
over
the
by
gossip to
right.
succeed.
as
Is that
or
reversed
a
as then
secondary thing we can run at the
swap
same
the
time.
swap the numbers
Is
so a
figuring
38
out
to an 83
Which
Okay.
nobles are consistently
It's
not
not
at the
3
events.
to 97.
That's a fair point, but the only way we'll be able to know that is by observing them.
That is true, or we know where their place of residence is.
What's the
so we
sin?
can
Have
see
you
if
watched
their
that
cart
King
is out
Louis
there
War?
still,
He gets corrupted
or
by
stuff like that.
Yeah.
Nero. Or, no,
Because they don't
Akira.
walk.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
think so. After the whole movie, he's coming out.
I mean, the higher echelons of they wouldn't walk. They would have a whole cart with like a dozen guards per person.
Oh, yeah,
So
hey, you know, what are you gonna do now?
Maybe we also trying to go with
And as
Magneto.
Keanu walks away, he's
I still wouldn't think they would walk.
whatever that sin is.
Maybe on a horse, but
My
still.
favorite sin.
I mean, you.
Yeah.
Fair point. Nothing says we can't do both at
The
the
other
same
one's
time.
envy.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he is pride.
Has to be.
Plus, we're talking about the 7 deadly sins. I forgot why.
Don't you know that's like the whole thing that the Chaos Gods are all about in this game?
Oh,
And
yes,
you
the eight
shouldn't
deadly
talk about such things.
Right.
Well, luckily I'm an engineer.
Especially next to the Purger of Chaos.
I take it I don't get any info as to who she is.
No.
Then I am going to leave and make my way over to the. What's going on? I'm gonna make my way over
Hey,
to
Matt.
the.
Yes, sir.
Do you have any goal here at this?
He's off on his own.
Oh, is he
He's
on
not
his
here.
own? Okay. Okay.
Yes, he
Well-
has his own goals.
Okay. Okay.
I'm gonna make my way to the
Oh, you're
Great
fine.
Park.
I actually had something specific I wanted to
Okay,
talk
now
to you
it's,
about
I mean,
too, but
asking
we're
around
going
is not
to
an instant sort of thing. It's not one
If
round.
a character was here, I would be.
You're
inquiring
going to
with
be
you
here for the
in
majority
private,
of the
because they're
event
about
at
my
this
only
point.
ties to
Okay,
that.
Asking around for
Yeah.
the most part. Nobody,
I wouldn't be able
the Mindenheimers are
I'll switch
naturally
with you.
closed-lipped. None of them seem to want to talk about the other people, at least not to you. They're more interested in the show itself. Okay. I don't know if you have a list of NPCs, nobles, notables, etc. that you are generating.
That's probably a good idea.
There
I
was.
thought you were producing that.
I am not producing that.
There was at one point you said you were going to build a chart for us. I remember that. but-
Well, I will provide you names,
Okay.
and I have provided you lists of events.
Okay.
I will leave the rest of the clue game to you.
Well, are we?
You know all the rooms. You don't know the murder weapon or the participants.
Murder weapon's gonna be me. I mean, honestly, I think I figured that out by now.
Normally, by the end of the game, it's all of you.
Yeah.
Do you remember which locations I've sent spies to?
That you sent spies to?
Yeah.
You didn't send them. I don't think you sent them
You made him
specifically.
choose.
did
I
Made him
thought
choose
I-
3 out of the.
you? Okay.
I thought I sent them to the Great Park, the Royal College of Music, and the Royal Gardens.
Sounds good.
Okay, then. Just trying to eliminate the
Here,
locations
write 'em down
I have
for
to
me.
watch.
So, out of the, do I see the nobles from the minor nobles from Oklahoma or Oklahoma? No, not Oklahoma.
Knowing your notes, you're gonna have to be a bit more specific than the minor nobles from
I know
Oklahoma.
I know where it was on the map, so I'm gonna bring up the Empire and why won't it's not letting me move the map? That's, well, that's dumb. Can't zoom in and out.
Should be able to.
No, that's red. It burns my eyes, so that's working. And my mouse moves. Well, it was one of the coastal ones. The 2 guys that
Oh
were in
no,
there.
yeah, you don't see them.
Okay. Then and we know what Goddard Wallenstein. Yeah, are we seeing him anywhere?
You do not. You don't know what he looks like. You have some vague information.
Description.
Yeah,
But
but no,
being
you don't
a-
see anybody that fits his description.
Okay.
Do you speak any special
Can
language?
each of you that are here give me a
Lord.
gossip check
Okay, I
as
don't
you talk
have
to the
that
crowd? You get a plus 20
yet.
due
Yeah,
to
I
your
do.
current notoriety.
I don't count for that.
Instead of whisper,
Right.
You do not know because you're not with them at all.
Secret language. that
In
I
a
have.
class
So.
I have like
Goodness.
6 languages.
What's the waste?
159.
Okay.
That was a perfectly wasted opening.
A man of class.
Okay. So they identify for you amongst you. The champion is Dieter Schmiedenhammer or Schmiedehammer. The watch commander is Ulrich Schutzmann.
bringing gods as watchmen. That's crazy.
Yes. That's why he got the job.
Yeah. I would
The
hire him
military
too.
general, Ulrich Schutzmann is the watch commander. He's in charge of all of the guards that man the castle walls.
All of them
Okay.
Spain,
Johann Schwermuth is the general
Jesus.
of the Midlands army.
Or like what is it when people use in common? It's a very common thing.
Okay. The lady of the court is Petra Liebkosen, known as she's referred to as a socialite.
Liebhosen?
Liebkosen, not Liebhosen.
Yep.
Okay.
What's up, lady? How's it going?
There is the Knight Eternal. His name is Siegfried Prunkval. You recognize his armor because it's very ceremonial and heavily decorated. The popular the word is that as the Knight Eternal, he's not allowed to remove his armor. Okay, so sort of like a Mandalorian helmet sort of thing.
I was thinking
Okay.
like luchador.
No. That I guess that would work
Yeah.
too, but and then the elf on the stage looking bored is Alejandro van Maris, the master of the hunt.
Does it move around at nighttime?
Okay?
And the champion and the Knight Eternal are on the ground, ready to fight.
No,
each
no.
other.
The Knight Eternal is a ceremonial post. He's there to represent the crown.
Gotcha.
Dieter Schmiedeheimer is the one. He's the champion, and he's taking on the challenger to do the fight.
Okay.
Okay. There is no sign of Boris Todbringer, who's the Graf, or of any of his family.
Well, his kid's sick and his wife's dead, so
She might be here.
she might be.
Okay. So, shortly after 11, the crowd quiets down. The Dieter steps out and takes on the first challenger. He comes out, does a short speech. As he's speaking to the crowd and addressing it, you notice that he is. Everybody give me a perception check first off. I shouldn't assume you guys can all make a perception check.
Blind GM.
I don't care about that.
Oh,
You got 5 rolls. I'm sure somebody's going to roll something,
I sure
or
did.
6 rolls.
139.
139.
Yeah, I
Well,
passed it.
now I'm rolling 90s and above.
Ultimately, I need whoever had the highest.
Oh.
Assuming you guys are going to share information later on.
I got a 17.
Okay.
156.
96. Okay.
156.
156. Okay. So the main thing you guys notice is he comes out, he does his speech. He tends to ramble on. He's not very concise, and it makes the intro to the fight that much longer and boring. He also tends to trail off a bit. Like he's talking and he sort of like loses his train of thought and just sort of stops and then repeats what he was saying.
He's an
Okay.
old man,
And at once or twice, one of the Knight Eternal or the Watch Commander step forward and whisper something to him, and then he continues with what he was talking about.
Oh God, it's Mitt Romney.
Huh?
Or not Mitt Romney.
Mitch
what's-
though.
Mitch.
Mitch McConnell.
Mitch McConnell.
Yeah,
Yeah.
not that bad, but yeah, that's sort of idea.
He did it again today.
He did.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
Oh,
We had to talk about that.
It's the second time someone touches his hand right before too. It's weird.
We had to talk about that.
Like it's a switch.
That's the pressure point.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like,
They just need to put more batteries in.
just Well,
Anyway.
electric.
Dude, I was going to talk about Mitch McConnell today.
Once they actually start fighting, you notice Ben specifically as a soldier. He doesn't really seem to be moving very quickly. Almost like his armor's too heavy for him. And he seems to be struggling. However, his obvious years of respect, or years of experience and everything, and his obvious skill, he ends up dispatching the challenger relatively quickly without taking any strikes. But for a top tier court expert, he's definitely not in his prime.
So, but did it look like he threw it?
No, he won.
No, what I'm saying is the guy who he was fighting.
No, you don't get that impression. It's some younger guy. Looks like he was honestly giving it a good try, and just wasn't up to the task. He just didn't have the experience. The champion, despite his failings, knows what he's doing. He just isn't as quick as he used to be, sort of idea. Okay.
So from a game mechanic perspective, he's got really high skill. He's just slow.
Yes.
Okay.
So
I can relate.
Yeah.
you said when he was talking and rambling, the guard and the Knight Eternal step forward. To speak
The
to
Knight
him.
Eternal stands near him,
Right.
and once or twice you see him sort of lean over, as if to whisper to him.
Do they look like during the fight? Do they look concerned?
Can't tell their armor.
Well, the Knight Eternal, you can't see his face.
Right. I'm talking
And
guard,
the guard, not specifically, no.
Okay. Like I was just, like they were worried. Just that something
No,
wrong with
they
it.
don't seem concerned about that.
It's the old dude spellcaster.
Is the old dude a spellcaster? Which old dude?
The old dude that
champion?
keeps trailing off.
No.
The champion.
No, he does
No,
not
not
have.
the champion.
No, that's what he's
Well,
talking
is
about.
the champion a spellcaster also?
The champion is not a spellcaster. The old dude that keeps trailing off is the champion.
Oh, okay.
He's the one giving the speech. He's the one that keeps trailing off and is not a spellcaster.
Okay. Figured I would ask. It's always the old sleepy dudes
Yeah.
that end up to be wizards.
There you go.
Wow,
Yep,
we can
that
speak
works.
from
Yeah.
experience, guy.
Okay, so that goes for 30 minutes or so of pomp and circumstance and 5 minutes worth of a combat. And then the first challenger is done, and they start clearing the field for the archery tournament that starts at 2.
Does the elf, does he perk up as they start, like being the master of the hunt? I feel like he's probably the
Perk
champion
up like
of this
does
one.
his ears move?
Yes, that's
His ears
exactly what
twitch.
it is.
They pull out the targets. And,
Woo! You gotta dress like a stork. Go out there and Robin Hood it up. Like, because you said he seemed bored with this. Does he seem obviously more interested?
when the challenge is over, he and the socialite leave. I mean, they're done with the show, but that's about it. You're not sure whether they're going to be back, but the word is that the Master of the Hunt participates in the archery tournament specifically.
I thought that.
Should we stick around for the archery tournament, or should we stick around? It's the archery tournament's here. Problem is nobody else is here. The lady, Petra, and the the intermission song.
Right.
And
Bards
the,
come out and start singing.
and the elf just left.
Well, here's my thought. That
Oh, you don't need to worry about that, sir. The elf, he's going to be back shortly.
Really?
Yeah, he's got to defend his title. He's been champion for 5 years running.
That's it.
my thought process is that most of the aristocracy are going to go to where they have fun, right? Because it's all about debauchery bullshit.
Right.
Right. So these more martial events are not really going to get the people that I think will be more susceptible to the influences of, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think more martial and disciplined minded would be here. So we could either make allies here to potentially find the other people, but there's not going to be very many of them. Whereas if we go to like the royal orgies in comparison, we're more likely to run into the type of people.
I don't think those are on the calendar.
Yeah.
Oh, shucks.
3:30. Everyone, please disrobe.
Man,
Everybody to the garden.
That's right.
I
Now
quit
we
this
will,
room.
now we will witness the court's champion again.
To the oil pit.
Do they have a court wizard?
Do they have a court wizard?
But you don't understand my point. The more debaucherous
have.
the activity,
Yeah.
the more likely we're going to find.
They
the
don't
people
have.
that
I
we're
don't
looking
believe
for.
they have a.
The
Yes, they
champion
do.
And the Knight Eternal.
They have the High
already
Wizard
revealed that
and
you're
the
talking to
Deputy
the
High
Eternal.
Wizard.
Okay.
He's
Albrecht
champion Ulrich. He's gonna laugh in your
Helseher
face and push you down a place.
Is the High Wizard.
But
Jana
champion
Eberhauer
is
is the Deputy
the
High
actual
Wizard.
defender of the Todbringer. So
With their lores?
he is like
Uh,
as close as it gets. He's the one that stands and not be seen, protects
Right.
the
So you
family.
think maybe we should go talk to him?
If we could talk to him, like go
um,
congratulate him on his fight, and then find out how he feels about
Albrecht
love that idea.
is
do
a.
anything else. Because
He is the High Wizard of the Grand Guild of Wizards. His deputy is Jana.
Let's do it.
a
They
festival
are
of fine
said
ales,
to be
that's
consulted by
everybody being
Graf
drunk.
Boris and his other advisors on any matters in which magical skills might be important, especially security of the city. Okay.
let's see, I don't want to go to the play.
Crap.
They are.
What's the college of music got going
Probably music.
Just a ring
on?
of
Yeah,
ice.
college.
Yeah.
Albrecht is. Um,
I'm so tired.
let's see, where would that be listed?
Just like that.
Let's see.
Is that defined by a skill?
Yes. It would be. Because it would be channeling and whatever that magic keyword is. If you just
Okay.
give me the magic keyword, I can figure it out.
Well, yeah, his specialty is all colors of magic.
Okay.
Dang.
Fine.
He has an all mana deck.
He does. He is a wizard lord. The other one is a master wizard.
I thought you were a wizard lord at this
I
point.
am a master wizard.
Not as cool as the other guy, though. The other guy can do all of them.
Oh, sorry. That's where it is.
He's
That I
a
was
wizard.
listed. That was the skills for the career.
Okay.
Azir is the assistant, and Albrecht is Chamon or Chamon.
Sounds like Michael Jackson.
That's right. I don't
Oh,
know
for the
for the
word?
schools.
Oh, okay.
That sounds.
Shaman sounds like metal.
Probably. Azir sounds like fire.
I wish she's fire.
Okay. Whichever ones those are, that's their area of study.
Azer is
Maybe.
So.
Oh no, it's not the.
So-
It's not the chaos.
Once the
Warrior.
fight completes,
Mhm.
I think Andy and I are dragging the soldier with us.
Okay.
I'm gonna attempt to talk to the champion.
Okay.
See,
Lore of metal. Is
because
Okay.
he's the closest one to the family,
Come on.
the
Yeah.
Todbringers, even though they're
Sure.
not here.
Sure.
And then, are you accompanying us to write everything down?
We're going down the rub gauntlets type thing.
Okay. Go over and congratulate him or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna try to do my best to look as martial as possible.
Okay.
I mean, I'm in giant fucking plate armor with scratches and dents and shit all over it, but
And I obviously am a big fool, so I'm sure he's happy to
it's,
talk to me.
it's not a matter of caffeine. It's not gonna fix it. I have Valium in my system, so I'm trying to.
Yeah.
It's just gonna
Yeah.
take time to get out of my
So
system.
just get it out. I
Um.
don't know what the problem is.
I have an idea where the person could be.
Okay, so you guys head down to the field as the crowd spreads out, starts leaving, and so forth. After waiting a bit of time, as other people are congratulating him and talking to him and everything, you get a chance to speak to him. He's working on taking off his armor slowly, almost like he's aching a bit. Taking his armor off, stacking it on the stand next to him. Looks up as you guys walk up and say, "Greetings." Weren't you the one that runs in, or that you ran in?
Yes.
Carlton steps up. Yes, this is Milton, Defender of the Week, my dear lord.
Oh, yes, I thought it would be best to,
He looks a little shocked at Carlton.
yeah, to have put on a great show. I understood what was happening, and obviously, being an outsider, what better way to turn the crowd to my
Excellent.
behavior than to participate in what a wonderful jest.
Always best to have outsiders have it be good sports.
Yes, absolutely.
Tradition here in Middenheim is very important. They do love their teasing of the outsiders.
Yes, I after watching your competition, I am absolutely ecstatic that I chose to go fight the Minotaur instead of you.
You've chosen to fight the Minotaur.
Yes, I figured that. I'm looking at that. That is, after your performance today, that is a much easier fight.
Oh, in my younger days, I might have tried that myself, but such is the life. I've had a long career.
I'm just standing here shy,
What
being
kind of accent
quiet.
does this guy have?
Like,
Does he have a
this guy's
Midnight
so
accent?
Yes.
amazing to me.
Yes.
I'm just too
So he
shy
does
to
sound like a
talk.
local.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay. I thought I had picked up some language there that he didn't consider himself one of the.
Or maybe
Locals.
he has the mimic talent, so he can mimic.
Says
like he's a local.
you're a soldier, aren't you?
Yeah.
You served in the Reichland army.
Yes, sir.
Excellent. Did you see much battle?
Yes. I'm kind of. My character would be very shy. I feel like in this, 'cause
Okay.
this guy's of such high
Star
standard.
Okay.
I'm a bit too shy to talk.
Okay. Yeah, he seems far more interested in talking to you about your background and everything. I mean, he's being polite with everybody else, but that's about it.
You're looking at a decorated warrior over there.
I can tell from the armor. We don't get very many of your sort up here.
Yeah.
He was allowed to retire.
Excellent. You wouldn't be taking up the sword as part of my challenge, would you? One such as yourself, I'm sure, would do well in this post. If you could beat me, that is.
No.
No?
I-
Oh, well,
How old is
so
this
be
guy,
it.
though?
This guy? Good question.
98.
He appears to be...
All the recorders here.
You don't want to let down your hero.
He's an old man at 35.
Yeah, he doesn't. He's not ancient by any means. So I mean, he's probably in his 30s. Like the rest of us.
You're about 3/4 through your lifespan.
I know. No, he looks like he's probably in his late 30s, early 40s or so, but has led a fairly hard life. And you can see from his. I mean, like I said, he looks like a football player that's played a few too many years.
Whoops.
So he's got bad knees for sure.
Probably.
And no Viking.
What brought you into the?
You have children.
What brought you into this position? I mean, obviously this is a position. As an outsider,
Mhm.
tell me if I'm wrong, but the way I understand the tradition is the incumbent within the position loses to a challenger, and then the challenger takes over the position
Certainly.
until another challenger comes and usurps that
Yep.
that incumbent.
Yep.
So, how long have you been in this post, sir?
I've been in this post, gosh, maybe 15 years or so.
What made you decide to challenge the throne effectively?
It was a bit of a dare, actually. Me and my mates were here, and they said, "Hey, you're good with a sword. Why don't you try out?" So I did, and ever since I've been here, friends to the Graf and protector of the crown.
Awesome. Did you have prior military service, or were you just handy in the streets with a sword?
A military service.
I'm even more shy now.
Oh shit. I was gonna say he was more of a.
Hey, I dare you.
No.
I triple dog dare you.
He's already signed up.
One gold says you can't do it.
So give me a fellowship roll.
One gold says you can't do it.
Oh my god.
Off with his head.
Oh no. This guy's now my bestie.
You should have been
97,
talking to Ulrich.
97, 73,
God.
170.
Okay, so you're all really good. Okay.
Plus
Yeah.
my natural like 60s fucking fellowship.
Okay.
230 or 40.
Okay.
You've befriended the entire noble court.
No, he certainly seems open to chatting and discussing with you. He does have to. He has other business this afternoon, but if there's any other questions you guys have for him,
Can we
he's-
meet? I
he's
would love to
talkative.
continue this conversation. Can we meet for lunch somewhere? Maybe share a meal. If I could buy you a drink. I would love to hear more of your story.
perhaps this evening.
Sure. Where would you like to meet?
Let's meet
Where
at Waffle
where
House.
does somebody of your caliber have a venison steak and maybe some nice potatoes tonight?
Texas Roadhouse.
I didn't hear you. I'm sorry.
I said Texas Roadhouse.
More cinnamon butter, wench.
I'm not rich, but I'm not that broke yet.
No, it's
I typically dine at the palace, but we could meet at the Grass Repose.
Okay, sounds like a plan.
Okay.
See you this evening.
Who? I noticed that the Tidebringers weren't here to witness your amazing feat. What does
The hat.
what
The lid is on. I don't understand how that happened.
who
Grab
Who
the napkin
protects-
over there.
Grab some towels, man.
who protects the Tidebringers when you're not when you're doing this?
With their personal guard.
Oh, I thought you were there. for
No,
Borgar.
no, I'm the judicial champion.
Oh,
That's
gotcha.
gross.
I didn't puke in it or something. It's just a little bit of soda.
Come
Oh,
on,
that's
Dad.
what
How-
it was. I thought it was crumbs. Okay.
So are you?
No,
do you,
somebody
do
else
you stay at the
plumbed the shit
palace
out of
then?
this.
Is that where you're resident?
I
You
wasn't
Yes.
In fact, the
Oh,
crumbs
okay.
probably saved
Gotcha.
it.
Yes,
wasn't
I'm
saying
the,
it was you. I was
he's the
just saying
official
it was
judicial
gross.
champion. So if there's any court proceedings,
challenge or anything like
right,
that.
specifically anybody who challenges any of the nobility, he's the one who
Crumbs.
stands in for them
Gotcha.
because you can't actually kill a
Probably just
noble,
made it cleaner than it was
but you can
before.
kill his champion.
It actually is.
Yeah.
And he has a very lengthy history of about 15 years of being successful in all of those challenges.
The issue is he's going to get the sticky keys.
Well, have you ever wanted to rise above your
You're not
station
funny.
and become a noble and move?
No,
No, you're
no,
not
really
really-
not had much interest. Really,
Like, it's really
I'm just
bad.
looking to
Like,
settle
you
down
can
these days.
type really fast. It's like,
Waiting for that person to finally defeat you and allow you to move on. And
He pauses for a moment.
years
um,
from now,
Yeah, perhaps.
how long do you
I
think
don't
you
have
have
those.
Are you
like-
struggling with your desire to move on versus your feeling of obligation to the throne?
No, there's a pill for that.
Dad, I can throw them away for you.
Hmm?
The napkins, I can throw them away
After
for
the
you.
fight is over,
No, I'm gonna keep it.
Are you married?
Thank
to
you.
the
Married? No,
Do you
I'm not. I'm not permitted to have a wife.
But it says what?
As part of the posting, my duty is to the crown.
Do you not marry someone in the crown then?
No, I'm not. I'm not permitted to have a family
Man, that sucks.
or attachments
You
and
lop
serve
off
as
the head.
the judicial champion.
Man,
So-
that sucks.
yeah, enjoy your life and become the champion.
Sorry about my
I'm not
friends.
fighting.
They don't understand. They don't understand what
Minotaur,
true
not
obligation
the
is.
same fight.
I get
It's a
it.
different fight.
No, I figured you would end
Sigmar
up going
kid.
as well.
Oh no, that doesn't.
No, but I'm very curious. And
Hey.
I'm not saying this out loud, but I'm very curious where he takes care of his needs.
The bathroom.
He's allowed to have attachments, or as far as to fool around and everything, but he can't. He's not allowed to have. It's similar to the Ulrich priest, the Ulrich, the high priest of Ulrich, has a vow of celibacy.
He has to wash his feet
That's
every
what I'm
now and then.
This is the
And that's why Sigmar will win, because we're spreading our religious seed everywhere.
Well, it's only the high priest.
Oh. Oh.
So did the general? Does the general
22.
or the Knight Eternal? Do they write your speeches? Seemed like you would.
Oh, the council gives me what words I should say.
The council.
Knight
Yeah.
Eternal.
That's
Knight Eternal.
Is the head warrior of the Horus.
It's Cypher.
I'm trying to
Why is
quickly
it
get
called
this
Eternal?
because
Because he eternally stands guard.
So the
But then he
council's the
dies.
3.
That's a few thing.
I know so.
Religion's just a endless circle of nonsense.
That may be the
Everything's
realest
an
thing
endless
I've ever
circle
heard
of
you say.
nonsense. Everything ends in anarchy and then death, and then that's it. Wise words from Dr. Wells. Said today, no matter how good your government is, it'll always
And
end
why
in
I try to find
anarchy
the-
and death. And we
Try to
are-
find the tribunal.
and death is inevitable no matter how
It's
hard.
not the
The
time.
Lord Marshals?
Yeah, the Lord
Not
Marshals.
the
I was trying to find the third one.
Sorry, the Law Lords.
Yeah, the Law Lords. That's
Karl Heinz Vossmeyer is one of the Law Lords. Joachim Hoflick and Rainer Ehrlich. Those are the ones that pass laws specifically
That sounds
under
pretty
the Graf's
Dr. Wells.
direction.
Which one was the
He has
one that
tea
was
time.
against the taxes? Is that the boss?
Karl Heinz.
That's Karl Heinz.
Yes.
What period do you have him for? What period do you have
Do
him
you
Who's he teacher? What is he teacher?
and so you listen to the council. Which member of the council holds higher sway on you? With is it for taxes, against taxes?
Well, the council passes the laws. I simply enforce and follow them. But of course, these taxes are certainly just.
So Heinz just has, I mean, no leg to stand on in the argument.
No,
I guess?
if the Graf chooses to tax the people for the defense of the city, that is his right.
Well, of course, he has all right.
Defend the city from what, though?
I don't know.
Has there been a recent uptick in violence or greenskin incursions or Bretonians in the
None that I've seen. Thus, the defenses of the city are holding strong.
That's your mom joke.
Doesn't that seem a little odd to you? If
To tax the population
No.
for the welfare of the city?
But if we're holding two opposing viewpoints, one the city's holding just fine, but we're also raising taxes to increase the current defense posture. If
The
current
taxes
defense posture-
pay for the defense posture, which prevents the attacks.
But if the current defense posture is sustainable at the prior tax levels, then raising taxes can only mean one thing, and then he wants to go to war, correct?
I wouldn't know what the Graf's desires are.
Oh, you
I
got,
just know that the law lords have passed the law. It's a just law.
and I can appreciate that, and I can appreciate your duty, and we're both men of honor here. Don't you think that it seems a little odd? I mean, I'm not asking you to criticize your government. I'm not asking you to criticize your obligations, but wouldn't it be in everybody's best interest to avoid conflict between the nation states? And
I would certainly agree with that. But the city has to have economy to be able to run and maintain its forces.
as far as I could tell, and this is from an outsider's perspective, admittedly, there's a lot of poverty within. What's the Altdorf? Is that the name of the province?
Midnight.
No, this is Midnight. What's the name of
Midland.
Midland. What's the name of the province we're from?
Reichland.
Like, there's a lot of poverty in Reichland, and
Perhaps they should raise taxes there.
They're showing up ants.
well, and that's the thing, right? We have raised taxes in response
Hmm.
to the taxes raised within Middenheim. It seems like but you're not really taxing the Middenheim citizens to defend the Middenheim citizens. You're taxing the
Well-
foreign interests.
I'm no politician and certainly not an economist, but certainly if outsiders come to the town, they should pay for the privilege of enjoying Middenheim. The locals already pay taxes. Why should not the outsiders spend taxes here as well?
But the Reichland has begun to do something similar in
Okay.
response. And doesn't that raise the temperature between the two nation states?
Potentially.
A little tit for tat on the taxes,
It certainly might.
stressing the lower class. Don't you think that would necessarily create more strife in the long run?
And why?
Look, we're just having a friendly conversation. I'm
Yeah,
not
I guess
trying to.
I guess I probably should. If I ever get a chance to talk to the lawmakers,
Mm-hmm.
I would definitely like to, because it's not necessarily the taxes on the people coming in from the outside. I understand that tariffs make total sense. Bringing
Yeah.
product in and product out is should
Absolutely.
absolutely be
Mm-hmm.
taken care of. But when I see certain classes taxed more that are members of your society in your city, that's where the purposefulness of it makes me wonder. Where the dwarves and the dwarves are taxed at a higher rate, and I mean,
Well, I feel for the dwarves. I've had many dealings with them, and to see them have to pay additional taxes may be challenging. But then dwarves are known for their gold and their wealth, and the taxes are just. They tax the wealthy far more than the commoners.
Do they?
Absolutely.
As a percentage of their income or as any monetary amount?
You're off.
You know the taxes are based on a percentage of your estimated value. So the wealthy pay based on pay an elevated tax.
Hmm.
The wealthier, the more equipment, more gear, more property you own, when you pay your taxes based on that total property value.
well, we had
And
to
it's
pay
a higher
taxes
rate for the
on
wealthy.
everything we've done.
I understand the
You
concept.
can't
Okay.
even read. I don't have to read to know money.
Yeah.
Tax percentages?
So,
Yeah, well, I can do math. That's got nothing to do with
as far as the law lords,
It's crucial to be
Who
able to
who
read to
who
do
cre-
math.
who is the
Yeah.
law lords?
New
Who is the law
Rhines.
lords in the city?
What?
he gives you the three names: Karl Heinz, Reiner Ehrlich,
They don't.
and
New Rhines.
Joachim, whatever it is.
It's a thing now.
No, it was a thing
Joachim
that's-
Hofflich.
Like,
1500.
Yeah.
Yes.
According to him, he really doesn't interact with them much. They pass policy. He's here to reinforce the court's rulings, take on challenges and so forth. Beyond that, he doesn't have any particular say. His voting power on the council is minimal.
Yeah.
He has a token vote, and that's about it.
1500.
He thinks the law lords are able enough and trusts their judgment.
19.
They've ruled for quite some time.
That's when
That's
they
a
made
bad-
Other than Reiner Ehrlich, who is particularly shy, he probably should get out more and interact with people. Other than that, he doesn't really have any feelings one way or the other about him.
So
We're gonna use-
ignore all the political crap. I don't want to know about that. What do you think is tougher? Because we've recently fought
I'm not
both
citing my source.
Minotaur, Troll.
Well, certainly a troll.
Yeah, they were really nasty.
That's right.
So
You cut off the arm of one, you got two trolls to fight with.
have you had any chance to fight any Chaos Champions or anything like that?
No, they generally don't come and make court challenges.
Yeah, but I would assume that at some point
Well,
you
that
had a run in.
He doesn't. From the way he talks, he respects and admires soldiers because he doesn't have any true military experience.
Mm. Okay.
He was a young man when he got the posting, and ever since he's enjoyed the high life as a court champion. And he happens to be really good with a blade, but they're not going to send him out to fight a war because the nobles want him to stay nearby to protect them.
Cool. I can't wait to have dinner tonight.
Can you meet the mates that dared you?
The
Do you
mates
still
that dared
talk to
me?
them? Yes.
No, haven't seen them for many years.
Oh, you're a loser.
I hear they got assigned to the eastern border.
Oh. Man, they're dead. I'm sorry.
Probably.
Yeah. At least you're not there. That's a benefit.
So is there any other information you wish to ask him about?
Who's your
Side
armorer?
of things.
The palace provides the armor.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Friedrich.
'Cause I was just noting the quality of it. It seems very, very fine quality.
Oh my god.
All right, let's go. I'm trying to get into the guy's good graces so that we can get more information later.
Sure.
Okay.
What I was saying had nothing to do with your conversation with him. I'm saying because it's one of those moments where I'm not there, and I wish I could have been.
I know. I'm sure there's something missing.
I'm
I'm
gonna
very-
blame it on the
I'm
volume.
very fuzzy.
Yep. I'm gonna
Out
blame it
of
on the
character,
volume.
what information are we trying
But
to get from
it's
this
not
guy?
just you, because you're not the only one there.
Yeah.
So
You got 5 people here.
Yeah, and nobody asked key things. So that's right. Let's move on.
Well, I'm not trying to. There's a lot of things I want to know, but I'm not pushing it this
You
hard.
can do it during dinner. Is my point.
5 minutes during the conversation. You know, hey, we just met. So, have you betrayed your lord recently? You know what I mean? I don't want to do anything like that. So about this purple hand.
The name of
So
your
what
Lord
makes
Savior.
us think he knows about the purple hand?
I don't. But here's the thing: he travels around within the noble circles.
Wait till dinner. Give me
Right?
that.
Travel? Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
He travels around in noble circles. So he
It's
probably
like
hears a
Warhammer
lot of shit and sees a lot of shit because they don't consider him a person. You see what I'm saying? He's just a guy walking around in armor around him, doing their little
He is
martial
their toy.
deeds. Yeah, he's their toy, exactly. They don't give a fuck
Guard
about
dog.
him.
Go eat. Okay.
And he doesn't want to say anything to me, really. I don't impress him. The rest of you guys do. So.
I'll say my goodbyes and
Okay.
remember I hold military rank too.
Maybe
Yeah.
we should go talk to
From a
Borgar.
church. It's not the same. At least in his eyes. Like I said, he seems most notably impressed by the soldier with actual military background.
Show me a
So we
person
gotta get
saying
Ben
Borgar.
out of his shell.
Give him some drinks at dinner, too.
Yeah.
That's right. Give him some Valium.
How about type something straight out?
I love Valium because I
Yeah,
actually can
I'm
relax
running
for once in life, but it always makes me feel weird.
Okay. Is there anybody else that was here that you wish to speak to?
The lady already left. So I couldn't get a hold of her.
So the kid, is he still around
No.
in the jester's
No.
outfit?
No.
What kid? Oh, the kid that gestures.
So I'm gonna go speak to the to Ulrich Sutzman if he's still
I'm
here.
gonna go
Ulrich
with him.
Schutzman?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I want to talk to Ulrich too.
Yeah, he's hanging out here.
the older priest, you guys.
Figure he's got to be somewhat friendly to me. He got a big laugh out of me.
Yeah, he said, "Oh, greetings.
Greetings.
Sorry about that a bit of a show."
Are you
No.
the real Ulrich?
No, if you would have.
Yes.
Oh, at this. He's the real Ulrich. Oh my goodness.
Of course.
Priest.
And this is the real Milton,
You show me.
slayer of fearsome beasts,
You
set to slay the Minotaur himself in only 3 days.
You know, I've never met the real
Unarmored.
Sigmar, so Ulrich's got an extra point for me. I mean, I've never met a person named Sigmar, so
I'm sure if you meet the
Ulrich's doing pretty good right now, considering he's right in front of me,
Milton,
which is
are
unbelievable.
you still planning on dressing up
I'm sure
this
if you meet the
person?
god of a cult, it's
Dressing
probably
up.
not a good
The
thing.
one person
Oh.
that's been announcing you and stuff.
Incredible.
Yeah,
right
yeah.
there.
If we've got the
That's a fair point,
time to
Ben.
do so.
I can do that right
You don't wanna
now,
meet your
like,
heroes.
discuss
Oh,
it. I'm not
yeah.
I'm not
I
contributing.
don't know anything about
Okay,
religion.
yeah,
I'm an
and-
engineer.
Just whatever amount of money you need to do that, let me know, and I'll transfer it over to you. I'll sell it to you.
It's just like
So
God's over
here.
here.
Shoot it. I wish you guys would have told me. I would have absolutely participated willingly. I'm glad I wasn't able to catch that fleet-footed child because you know how we treat those that are thieves, and once I realized what had happened, it was quite jovial.
Well, it's all in sport.
Yep. I think I broke a guy's cart, but you know I'll try to make that right somewhere along the way.
No problem. So how can I be of assistance?
It also explains why the crowd was like, "Well, hurry up!"
yeah. I was like, go, let me go.
Can I have your autograph?
Okay.
I guess I'm going tailor and banner shopping.
Okay, you're gonna go look for some stuff. Are you coming up with your own banner design, or are you using what the
I'll take their banner design and maybe change some things.
add some magical
Flames.
symbols,
Just a fireball. Just a fireball.
embellish it a bit, make it
You see my
better.
sketch?
Yeah, I might add some arcade symbols on the outside.
That's right. Make it better.
That's awesome. Anybody who looks at it, their eyes bleed.
Have them weave a chaos symbol in like moon thread, so it only shows up at night.
That green face just appears.
The moon comes out, your banner glows green.
I want green glow sticks woven into the banner.
So, how can I assist you?
wanted to say, I'm impressed with your city and the safety. Other than this planned robbery, we've managed to move mostly through the city with no issues.
We take pride in the security of the city.
Yeah, especially
My town watch is quick to respond and protects all the neighborhoods of the city.
Absolutely, we had an altercation. We were attacked,
I love that you guys see it
and your men came to our aid just yesterday, and we're blessed and grateful to have it.
Of course.
Do you see anybody that may give the champion a run for his money this year?
No, unfortunately, the challengers, I doubt they're going to be able to do much. Yeah, the champion, he's always very strong. I don't think they're going to be doing very well. He's been undefeated, and in truth, he's a great boon for recruiting.
Oh,
People
yeah.
see the champion doing his fighting and a bit of a show, and next thing you know, we have a boost in recruiting numbers.
So we had a friend that, or not a friend, a person we were supposed to deliver to when we came in, and I've been trying to get to you, but I understand you're busy currently. But we were supposed to make a delivery to Matthias Verifat. And we left the delivery at his place of business, but then I found out later that it was a Matthias Bluther. But then found out later that his
Matthias Bluttered?
Bluther.
That doesn't sound right.
It doesn't sound familiar. What's his business?
Blue-Cot.
He's a locksmith. Yep.
Luca. Matthias Luca. There.
Luca.
Luca.
Yeah. That's it.
Word priest.
I was like,
And
that's blubber.
and we were gonna we delivered
Look
the
at my
box
heresy.
to his place of business, but it looks like it's been shut down, and he's nowhere to be found. And we didn't know if maybe you knew of him or knew where he was, or if
No, I don't have any such information at that level. You can certainly check with the clerks, the Artisans Guild. If you say he's a locksmith, they may have some information as to a forwarding address or something along those lines.
Gotcha. Yeah, the cobbler in the neighborhood said that the rest of the people that were there were burned by witch hunters. So we were quite.
That's disturbing. We do occasionally have witch hunters carry about their business in town. I'm not familiar with any recent activities though.
Do they usually come to you first to?
No,
operate, or
I
they
have a large staff that would normally handle such things.
Gotcha. All right. Well, I appreciate your time.
Okay.
Yep. And all that. Okay.
Well, excellent. Enjoy the carnival.
I will. Now that I'm not getting this stuff.
Anybody else that's here still that you wish to speak to? And if not, the crowd has effectively split off. You have until 2 o'clock when the archery tournament starts. About an hour before that or so, the crowd start to gather. Or if there's somewhere else that you want to go. And I know you said you were headed out to do some cloth shopping. You find clothes are easy. I don't know how much clothes are normally.
Depends on how fancy clothes.
How fancy do you want to get?
Since he said he was paying.
We know he's wealthy, so
Yeah.
As for the hero,
Obvious.
100 gold
He
clothes.
can't look better than me.
and- we want a shirt made out of like gold cloth.
Pure
So
gold.
a basic suit of clothing, commoner clothing, would be 6 silver.
Okay.
Okay.
Commoners afford clothing.
Not many. They're all running
Well, that's
around
why
naked.
you only had like two
Yeah.
shirts, one pair of pants.
You got. I mean, it takes your life savings to get proper clothes, which is why they're all ratty and poor quality.
And you always patch and stitch.
Right. I mean, he's buying a brand new pair of pants and brand new shirt,
How fancy
as
are
opposed to
your
what your older
I'm not
brother
gonna
used
build-
to
I'm not
have
gonna
for
buy
5
fancy
years.
pants, but I want to do it lower than you to have that gap.
Yeah. I have fine clothes and a really nice pair of boots that Cowboy made for me.
Okay.
Okay. So I want to have slightly below his thing.
Okay.
And
Give
then
me a haggle check or barter check.
Could I do my language gilded?
No.
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 Okay.
They're not looking. I mean, unless you're going to the guild, the seamstress guild and so forth. You're just going to a shop, right?
Wow. Well, I had to get a banner anyway, and I would assume I
Okay.
would have to go to one of those people.
Okay, I can buy that.
Whoops.
You're out of practice with glasses.
I am.
Okay, give me a roll.
Well, I'm gonna re-roll that.
Let's say before you still almost succeeded.
I got 144.
Got an intelligence-based check.
Languages, yeah. Because I outsmart them with their own rules.
If I get to next level, I can find
Issue is they tend to be more
upgrade my
expensive
strength.
anyway.
Hey, Matt, did you ever go to jump school?
I'll get to normal movement if I get enough.
I was supposed to go to Air Assault, which is the closest thing that I could have gone to, but
Okay.
once I got in,
Yeah,
Armies,
you
if
might
you
manage
don't
to find
sign up for
a
it,
good quality suit of
first getting in,
clothing
you
for
typically
2
get
gold.
into jump school.
Okay.
They can sew the banner per
My
your
position at Air
requirements,
Assault was
whatever
looking
desire
to
you want.
somebody-
So I want to
Yeah, like literally, I was already
banner,
set to go as
their
Air Assault school,
design,
and this guy transferred.
but I
I came in
also
from
want to
Korea.
do it in
He was like a
arcane
PT stud, had a
runes
340,
on
which
site
I
to
guys don't
basically
do that.
warn, like
Air
as
Force.
We
a
get it. Yeah.
warning
300 is
of
supposed to be capped.
chaos
They have
influence the town,
a gradual
look
scale
for
up. That's
people
got like
with
a 340
purple hand
PT score. I had
tattoos.
like 280.
as a
Okay,
arcane
like
warning.
secret language.
Secret
We're giving it to
language
him.
warning
He's a
for
PT
wizards
stud.
and
He's
stuff.
Okay,
destined
so
for
that-
real
Beware.
things.
They don't
They
understand what
almost
that
all-
is, but with a
That's-
drawing and yours,
almost
that's
full
fine.
out
why
of school.
I'm having them stitch
Because he was
it
an
together.
absolute moron.
Right, that's fine.
I had to tune him.
Okay, so
Literally,
yeah,
they made me-
they'll take whatever
I took
design
one
you
spot,
want.
they made me go tune
Now
them.
they're pretty busy right
And then
now.
at the end of
It's
Air
going to
Assault
take
school,
them 3
You
days
have to do a 12-mile road march
they-
in a
and
certain
10 gold
amount of time where you
to
fail
craft the
every
banner.
And I
Okay.
was like,
They
they're
need
like,
the
you
gold
need
up
to pace
front.
it. Because I'd been
Okay.
doing them like
Okay.
daily, pacing myself. And
So it
I was the
was
second fastest
10
person in the
gold.
entire company.
It was
At the
2
12-mile
gold
road
for
march.
the
2 gold for the
So
clothing.
We're out there, both of us, 60
then
seconds to pace
I also
somebody
want
for
to get
this. You had to be
some
geared
type
just like
of
so
accessory
both out there,
or
65
item or
pound
something,
rucks,
not
full
super
battle rattle,
expensive,
you know,
that's purple.
trucking. The whole time he's just crying.
They have a set of riding gloves that are purple.
I wanted to
Okay.
stomp his
Sure.
face. And
10 silver.
I'm a little bitter still to this day.
Dude, I remember one time that the whole stomping face and everything.
Okay.
We're not right. Blotter base.
So the clothing and the gloves you have
All the time.
immediately. The banner, like I said,
We're
will be
driving
3
in the
days.
Chow. Right. We looked
Okay.
back and there's a striker on his pulled over.
So, was there anything else at the place that you wanted to go?
It's outside.
I don't believe so. So that wrapped up around 11.
Look at it, Joe.
From at 11 o'clock, where do you want to guys go? Where were you saying you were going?
All right.
From
So
prior,
we stopped
from
at
like
the
prior
Air
character
Force.
knowledge, because I didn't give my background, where would she
Because we're all
typically
NCOs.
hang
we
out?
walk over, what the fuck's going on?
'Cause
Blah, 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 blah.
I assume I would have
Turned
spent
around,
a bit of
like,
time
he was like a
with
tech
her.
sergeant or something. He was like,
Um,
it's fine, gentlemen. They're just working something out.
What did
So
she
we're like-
enjoy doing?
And then at that point we realized, oh yeah, we're Forms and we don't do this shit. So we turned on.
We had
uh,
several of those happen.
she would probably hang out
These dudes.
at the gardens,
I didn't have
networking with the other nobles.
Okay. Then
At least as far as her public appearance and so forth. If she's keeping up appearances, then she would most likely be there as a upper class person, talking with the other wealthy, and so forth.
okay. Then
Okay. Now, if you catch her out of public life, then could be lots of other places. Her side life is obviously different than her public appearance.
Then I'm gonna go to the Great Park.
You're going to the Royal Gardens?
I'm gonna go to the Royal Gardens till about 4 o'clock, in which I'm gonna go to the Minotaur fight.
Okay. So the Royal Gardens, the first event there starts at 2 o'clock with Elven Gymnastics.
What?
How long there?
I guarantee you
Yeah, I
it's not
do
gonna be
really-
real elf. It's gonna be
That's a
people
2-hour event, and then at 7 o'clock they have a play, A Knight's Midsummer Dream.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just gonna wander around the gardens.
Okay.
Pretty sure I go to the Festival of Fine Ales. I mean, drinking people, I'm sure is.
Oh yeah,
And,
100%.
and it's on all day, and we can go there until we go to the Minotaur fight.
Okay, so you guys are going where?
It's gonna be humans for the years.
To the Great Park for the Festival of Fine Ales.
Okay, you guys are going to the Great Park. You're going to the Royal Gardens. You're free in the afternoon at least,
I am.
if you want to go somewhere.
I really do and don't at the same time. I want to send or try to dig deeper into this because I'm still wanting into that guy's house. I want to dig a little deeper using my nefarious contacts
Okay.
into. I wrote it down
That's
somewhere.
all I got.
And where are you going to go after you do so?
Wallenstein.
Okay.
Wanted to meet up with them. I also want to wear one of the purple gloves. Like, I want to make it obvious that
Okay.
it's a little bit more apparent.
Okay. So a little bit later, he meets up with you guys, heading to the.
Doing the moonwalk coming in. 'Cause he's got
Yeah.
one of those left
He walks in holding one of the purple gloves.
Purple hand.
Carlton comments loudly, "That's an excellent glove. Where's the other one?"
Why?
So this way, if they could walk up to me, assuming I'm part of whatever it is, and get some information.
This way he can finally show you how evil he truly is.
Yes. Okay, so you guys are going to the Great Park for the Festival of
So
Fine
you're not
Ales for
hanging out with
for
us?
the afternoon.
I'll be in the.
Really, I think it's a great idea. I really think you guys are overthinking a lot. I think there's a much simpler way to
Okay.
figuring out information.
So you're asking
That's
around.
a pretty good idea.
Give me a gossip check, Matt.
I'm like, who?
Maybe I'll text you these tabs.
I'm just gonna become the cultist.
Was there? No.
I'm totally infiltrating him.
21. Yeah, 5 points. in those.
Okay. You get similar information. Goddard Wallenstein is the commissioner. Specifically, he is
Ends just by E's, right?
Goddard Wallenstein.
That's the witch hunter's motto.
It is. I'm not a witch hunter.
Goddard Wallenstein is the chairman of the City Commission on Commerce, Trade, and Taxation, as well as the leader of the Merchants Guild.
Okay. I'm
Okay.
not trying to find out that because I already knew that. I wanna know
Okay, I just
the
wanted to make
nefarious
sure you
crap.
know. Right. He specifically works with the law lords on all laws that affect taxes, merchants, and trade.
So he is very specifically what's taxing everybody. Okay.
Well, he doesn't pass it. He
But he's-
advises them.
yeah.
Sure. He's the one. He's one of the ones collecting the taxes. Certainly.
Okay.
Okay. And the guild represents the interests, obviously, of all the merchants in the city. Okay. And he is a elected official for both positions. Okay. You get his address fairly easily, same place you already are aware of. He's said to be relatively modest in his appearance and demeanor. Doesn't really like to deal with outsiders as such, which is why he keeps his house relatively quiet and nondescript. And a couple of people that you talk to comment that he's most likely at the Great Park today. He's a fan of tasting all of the ales.
Good.
Okay.
Go ahead and use that. Get on the phone, cell phone, call you get.
Huh?
Yeah.
Beep, boop, beep, bop, bop.
Okay.
Now, the stuff was 12 gold. and I'll give you the
About
clothes.
that.
But the flag will be done
That-
later this week.
Yes.
When did the champion say to meet at the?
Sure. I'll give.
restaurant?
He says he would meet you at probably 6 o'clock
Alright.
at
See
the
you back at
tavern.
12.
Where is this tavern?
I forget what it's called. The Grass Repose.
Yeah, the graphic. Yep.
It's in the high end section near the palace.
Right next to the
Not
goose.
easier for you.
Yeah.
Goose Haven.
I'll give the clothes to the person and one of the gloves.
Okay. He immediately starts pulling off his other clothes, putting on the fancy stuff.
Right in the middle of town. There we go.
Yeah, talking the whole time. The crowd is sort of watching. So,
Trying to move his
Yeah.
patches over.
okay. So you guys are at the carnival at the Great Park. By the time you get there, the place is packed. They're doing all sorts of brews and drinks from all across the city and from all across Midland. All of the booths have tastings, and they sell both by the pint, by the double pint, and by the keg. For pretty much any alcohol that you want. At the entrance, the watch has a large wooden cage filled with maybe a dozen or so heavily drunk people already that are currently passed out or resting in the lockup. Okay. So Wellentag is the day of the beer fest, effectively. What do you guys want to do?
Is the types of alcohol separated by area, or is it just booth after
It's
booth?
booth after booth of all sorts of different alcoholic drinks.
I'm not drinking. I'm going to buy a pint to put in my hand.
Okay.
Whatever the nearest one is that
Okay.
smells of honey.
You buy a basic pint for 2 copper.
Okay. And then I am going to pretend to drink.
Okay.
And not act outrageously, but
Okay. And wander
Keep-
around.
yeah,
You
wander.
guys sticking together as a group
I want to
or
stay,
spreading out?
I want to stay further behind.
These are purple gloves.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I don't have my fancy clothes or whatever. I just have my basic street clothes on currently.
Okay.
I buy a pint for my herald as well.
Okay. He thanks you
Uh-huh.
quite loudly with the whole crowd. This fine, generous folk has bought me a beer.
But I'm sticking with Frederick.
Okay, so the two of you are sticking together.
Yep.
I'm gonna
After a
hang
short
out by him
Okay.
and try to be his champion. Basically, is what I'm gonna try to
Oh, I can start fighting.
portray myself as. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Given all your heraldry of Ulrich, you don't really come across as that.
Sigmar.
Or Sigmar, yeah, or Ulrich. Either way. I mean, you can stand
Still
near
a
him.
big opposing
You,
guy,
you can
yeah.
still look intimidating, but yes, but nobody's going to take you for a champion for him as such.
Okay,
Okay.
but I'm gonna
Um,
try to be
Big and imposing near him?
big and imposing. Yeah.
Sure. Okay. And you're still taking notes with him
Correct.
using your little electronic papyrus?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
All the time.
Okay.
Every other time.
Are we looking up gaming stuff or are we just doing other things?
I just no, it's not gaming stuff.
Okay. Well, if you don't mind, can you put it away and
Yeah.
engage?
Yeah.
Thank you.
The
I'm trying to give you leads.
Look at that.
It's almost gone.
I read it that close to the end.
Yeah.
so while he is my, I don't know. So you're not my bodyguard. You're my
He was
champion. If I get in
showboating.
trouble.
He's standing
Yeah.
near you, just looking imposing.
Aren't you
No.
pretty?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I am drinking though. I've got some
Sure.
points in the consume alcohol
Sure.
skill. I'm gonna give it a
I
test.
will.
I'm
I
not
will-
getting drunk,
Yeah, I
but
mean,
I'm definitely
you-
gonna be
literally
drunk.
That's what we
I mean,
all say. I'm not getting drunk.
Every time you go past a booth, there's at least 2 or 3 vendors putting drinks in your hands. Okay. Now, most of them are like small cups to taste,
Mhm.
but yeah, if you're not specifically avoiding drinking,
Are
you
there
are.
souvenir cups?
No.
Like
No,
how
they're-
Germany does the porcelain little souvenir cups.
No. They're basic cheap ones that they can
damn.
afford to lose.
I would love to get it. Start just collecting those and leave. with
There
the whole
there are
bag of them.
booths that
Awesome.
there are booths that have souvenir cups and so forth. They're certainly selling them, but the tastings are in just basic.
I'm gonna look for the nicest souvenir cup I can,
Okay.
and then I will buy it.
Okay. There's Carnival 2023 cups everywhere.
Fantastic.
I'm gonna
Anyways.
be incredibly loud and boisterous, pointing out the Minotaur skull on his armor,
Okay.
claiming that was my kill. That and obviously I adorned my friends with the skulls of those that I've defeated. Obviously,
Okay.
He saved
Um,
my life.
I'm gonna make short work of the Minotaur
After
2
a
days from now.
After a little bit of time, the elf finds you, given that you have an announcer and a herald,
Easy.
calling out for him.
I do not make it known that I know these fools
Okay.
at all, but
Okay.
I will pass by. I'll pass by the priest
Okay.
and just try to get a message to him. Like I'll walk up and take a cup of the swill he's near and swill and say that what's his name? Goddard's here at the Spirit Fest. As I pass by.
I'll lean over to him and whisper to him. God, dear.
Okay.
And I
Well,
go,
it's a giant park.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I mean it's a park of 1,000 booths and equivalent crowds all getting free beer. So
Man, I wish we had a way to navigate to the best. I'm just gonna say that real loudly so that you can hear it as he walks away.
okay. Are you guys still planning to stick together as one crowd?
did I get any type of description of him while I was asking? Like a specific, hey, this. Everybody said nondescript, but I want a.
No, I mean he as far as his lifestyle is fairly basic. Yeah, you have a basic description of him. I mean, you know his badge of office if nothing else.
Yeah, but he may not wear it if he always likes to stay.
As an elected official at a carnival, a big city event, he would be wearing it.
Okay. Well, that would be something obvious to them. but it's-
Yeah, absolutely.
So, but we all would know kind of what that looks like then. A badge of office.
Yeah, I mean it's easy enough to figure out.
Okay.
He might even have an entourage for that. But I am heading, after telling them that, I'm heading to his house in the hopes that he is not there.
I'm following the group
Okay, at a distance.
at a distance,
At a distance.
looking for anyone who is also following the group,
So you're shadowing the shadows of the shadows.
possibly.
Okay.
That would be what I should be doing. 'Cause I
Yes,
should be
you're gonna
talented to
follow.
do it.
You're gonna follow the wizard, who's following the shadows that are following the group. Okay.
If they have the same talent I have, good luck.
And you see a brightly colored urchin run forward.
That's good.
And you get shot directly in the face.
Boom!
There's not even a hesitation with that.
Not again, you little bastard.
Yep.
That's why I have to put the
Um,
Okay. So again, I'm trying to figure out: are you guys spreading out to cover ground, or are you staying together as the main group? And again, the scenario here is you have a massive amount of ground and a really big crowd. You're going to be far better finding whoever it is you're looking for if you're spread out than if you stay together.
Spread out.
What's the time?
I'm gonna keep grabbing cups.
It is about
well,
1
that's
p.m.
right. And then the
When's the first match of fight?
The first Minotaur fight.
4 o'clock.
Okay.
I will. I memorized that one.
Okay.
I'll take the herald. Your little messenger boy. He can come with me.
It'll
Okay.
be easier to locate you that
They
way.
have an
Yep.
entire rule set on shadowing. That's insane.
Mm-hmm.
So I will. We'll go through, allow him to continue being as boisterous as possible.
Okay.
Me trying to draw attention to my amazing abilities.
Okay.
and,
So you're going to head off in one direction,
right,
and you're going to head off in a different direction.
and we're meeting back. At
And
the,
what about you and
The
you?
Minotaur fight.
the Minotaur fight?
I'm taking the notes of what's being said.
Well, yeah, but they're going different directions. So who are
I'm
you
going
following?
with him.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
he's
the
in
two of you go together. Who are you going to go with, or by yourself?
By myself.
Okay, so we have 3 groups, and who are you going to follow?
Assuming I haven't seen anyone else following them, I'm going to take priority on Friedrich because he tends to be even though he doesn't have a herald, he tends to attract most of the people connections.
Okay, so you follow Friedrich and the scribe at a
What are you
distance,
trying to say?
and the 2 of you
Well,
head
he
off
always
on the
looks like
side.
the
Are
chaos
you
leader.
just searching the park by yourself, Matt, or are you going to stick with one of them?
I'm not even searching the
definitely
park.
stick
I want
out,
to go.
that's for sure.
If he's here, that means his house. He's not occupied.
Oh, that's
his
right. You were
house.
going to his house.
I was
Okay,
thinking about that the other
But
day.
Okay.
we did
Goblins
say we're all
throw
meeting the Minotaur
like
fight.
lantern.
that's the
Yeah,
plan.
I
Yeah,
wanna-
certainly.
I want to make sure
certainly.
we.
With a bunch of
That's the
religious
that's the plan for us.
all
Yes.
And you
Hand
guys,
off my butt.
I mean, especially with the Herald, are relatively easy to group back up.
Right.
That I'm not too worried about. I'm just trying to figure out how you're going to gather the whole group. Okay, so for, let's see, we got 1, 2, 3 groups effectively. Okay, each of the respective groups, whoever has the highest perception, give me a single roll blind GM.
Yeah,
Oh.
I definitely
I got
need to do that.
64.
Yeah, that's better than me. I've got a helmet on. I'm penalized.
Blind roll.
I definitely need to do it. You should have it in sync. 80s.
Yeah, my perception is 55 plus whatever I just rolled. So
That's my next
I didn't.
thing.
I guess I could have
28
clicked
helmet.
plus whatever.
Ben, what did you roll?
Yes.
Okay, so who didn't roll?
I rolled.
I know.
Okay.
So you didn't roll.
It didn't roll. Okay.
I didn't see a roll at least
So
for
you
you.
might want to put your at plus on there too. Then.
Yeah.
Now, you're shadowing me, right?
Uh-huh.
Should I roll my own then?
Yes,
That's what I was thinking.
and you do too.
Would that work?
You want me to
If
roll?
you, whoever has the best one between you two.
It's probably
I don't know.
in mine.
You guys were like, I rolled. It's like,
I have
okay,
a
you're probably not
42.
going to
What
get
do
the
you
knowledge
have,
I'm going to get. But
Carter has a 42. Do you beat that?
I'm what? Oh,
He has a 42 bonus. Do you have
yeah,
to
I
beat
did
that?
that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did mine go through
Yes.
this time? Okay.
Is that good of you, Sean?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. So you guys are wandering around the place, looking amongst the crowd. Like I said, there are dozens or hundreds of people all
Add 10
drinking
to that
heavily.
because I wouldn't have my helmet on because I'm drinking.
Okay. The Frederick tastes of many of the beers. Some are good, some are bad. After a while, they're all about the same.
They're all about the same.
Every beer down.
They're all wet.
This all tastes like Bud Light.
At one point, they take a bend off to the right, heading down through the booths and everything. You're trailing behind. You see in the crowd off to the left somebody that looks like Wallenstein.
okay.
You're not sure if you're going to be. I mean, you can approach him certainly, or you can try to get the group's attention, or you could go grab the group. But given the crowd, you may lose track of where Wallenstein is.
Okay.
Oh, yes,
What would you like to do?
Yeah, I'm going to. The house the winds of magic, correct?
Chaotic. They're sort of swirling throughout the town. Not particularly strong, but very confused with all the people.
Okay. I'm yes. I'm just gonna go to Wallenstein on that.
Okay, you're going to head up to him?
Yeah.
Okay. He's currently tasting some Middenheim Stout. Has a couple of armed men with him, just as far as basic security. But the crowd doesn't really seem antagonistic with him or anything. Doesn't look like he needs security. They're just mainly there to keep an eye on things. You walk up to him.
Is he a spellcaster?
Is he a spellcaster? The answer would be, I believe, no.
He senses chaotic magic flows through him.
He is. No, he is not magical.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, not easy.
He sees you walk up. Obviously more interested in him than the beer, and says, "Greetings, citizen.
I had him.
How may I help you?
I'm
You
fine.
you enjoying the fine festival today?
Yeah.
Have you tried the Middenheim Stout? It is particularly good this year."
No, I have not. But is
He
it
hands
just
you a
right
pint.
here? Okay. I will drink it and I'll
Okay.
pour it. And it's like, who might you be?
Goddard Wallenstein, of course. Commissioner convener.
Okay.
Did you not vote in the last election?
No, I've traveled to this festival.
Oh! My apologies. I saw the wizard robes and
I'm not in my routine.
okay. I saw the local garb and assumed you were one of the locals. Here, take my card. He hands you a little piece of parchment.
Okay.
Has his name and office and so forth. And if you're here in the next election, be sure to vote Wallenstein.
Okay, what are you running for?
Well, I have to renew my office every couple of years.
Okay.
So the elections come up next summer.
Yes. All we have to do is wait.
So what
That's right, you
brings
can vote
to
'em out.
This this part of the festival. There's all sorts of stuff.
Well, the
going
beer,
on.
of course. This is the best way to taste all of the beer and all of the alcohols of Middenheim and Midland, and some even further away. I hear they have Bugman's. Haven't quite found the stall yet.
Okay.
But if you happen to know where that might be, let me know. I wish to secure at least a couple of casks for my home office, but for my home.
Really?
That is in the book, right?
Yeah, Bugman's Ales.
Okay. I know of a person that's going to the Minotaur fight. Have you heard of him?
Have I heard of the Minotaur fight? Absolutely.
Well, yes, but you familiar with? I believe it's the third one. Whatever the one you're doing.
Yeah, so they went Milton.
The Milton.
Am I familiar with the Milton? No, I can't say that I am. You say he's participating in the Minotaur fight.
Supposedly, yeah.
Oh, he must be a fine warrior then if he's willing to risk that challenge. I've seen many men break their legs or worse trying to fight that beast.
Yeah. So what's the mortality rate usually with the Minotaur fights?
Oh no, I wouldn't say a mortality rate. That barely 1 in 4 die.
Okay. So what's your plans for the rest of the day?
Today, well, I'm spending a few hours here, and then I have some office work to do.
Really?
Yes.
During the festival?
Well, yes. This is a high priority thing for the merchants. We do much business this time of year.
Well, where might you be tomorrow? Maybe I'll meet you there. I
Let's
do
see.
have Etiquette Gilder,
Okay.
if that matters, since he's a guild person.
Well, tonight I am heading to. Go ahead and give me etiquette roll first. Let's see how much he's willing to share with you.
90 skill.
The cheesemonger.
Oh, it's blind.
Okay. Yeah. Tonight I plan to attend the opera. Yeah.
Okay.
After that, who knows? I'll find out. They are putting on the show of the Barbarian of Vasil. I definitely want to see that tonight. The opening show is by far the best.
I'll sure beat you there.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Enjoy the festival.
Is it a type of thing of reserving seats or whatever?
Well, there are certainly tickets for it. Be sure to secure your seat early.
Okay.
Okay. But I'll certainly be there.
Okay. Is he wearing any purple?
He is wearing black robes with a purple frill, an order of office, a necklace of office, and a dark blue puffy hat.
Does he seem to take any extra attention to my purple glove?
Give me a perception roll.
Only because it's going. The whole time talking to him.
Everything's accentuated.
Do you notice anything?
Ah!
He's like,
I mesmerize him with my purple glove. He notices it when you walk up. He doesn't seem to react per se
Okay.
out of the ordinary, other than the fact that there's somebody wearing one glove and it's purple type stuff. I mean, it's a bit unusual for that. Now, purple is not that unusual. It's an unusual color
Yeah.
in that it's an expensive dye, so only the wealthy typically would have it. But for nobility and wealthy people to have purple is in
And
itself not unusual.
I know it is in itself. That's why I'm wearing normal clothes
Right.
with purple.
Yes.
So
Yeah, he noticed it from the standpoint of you have a single glove more than you're a commoner with purple.
okay.
He doesn't seem to react that way one way or the other. He's very interested in talking to a local, a potential voter,
Okay.
and so forth. But after a few minutes,
Yeah.
he drinks what he wants of the beer, puts the mug down, and wanders off to the next tent.
Okay. Well, I'll look the group.
Okay. Sometime later, you meet up with them. It's maybe you guys have been here maybe an hour or so. None of you have any sign of Wallenstead.
So he's gonna be at the opera tonight.
Tonight.
The barbarian thing.
while I'm walking around and we're gonna grab, like I said, a couple of mugs.
Mhm.
I'm gonna see if somebody will give me like a string or something to make like a little fan of the year at the moments.
Okay.
I don't
Hang
know
off
what's
my
going
chest.
on.
They have basic copper or basic crockery and clay mugs,
Mm-hmm.
fairly cheap.
Right.
If you want better quality wooden mugs, they're a little bit more expensive,
That's fine.
and they have pewter mugs for the wealthy.
On Tuesday.
Okay, I'll look at the pewter mugs,
Mm-hmm.
but like I said, I want like the engravings from
Yeah,
the
the-
festival. and
Yeah,
stuff.
these look like fairly high quality handmade pewter mugs with engravings and heraldry
Absolutely.
marked
I
on them.
want some of those.
Okay, they're a silver apiece.
Okay,
In case it was a mistake.
I'll get half
Or
of
in
those.
case he was
Sure.
sending a signal.
From different places, or
Yeah,
go
different
buy
places.
six?
I want different.
Okay,
I want
sure.
6
That's
different
not plain.
ones.
Okay, you get a collection of different
Okay.
different beers that you had a particular fondness
know.
for.
They're gonna be our
Okay.
beef bait.
So
They're on my chest.
the opera thing is not playing tonight.
The opera play is
Yeah.
playing at.
The Barbarian of Vassell is not till Abendtum.
He is. Sorry, I had the wrong one. Wellentag. He is going to be at the Royal College of Music for the matinee of bards and poets. That shows between 2 and 5.
Gotcha. Okay.
There you go.
Oh, really? This list says it's from 4 to 6 p.m.
Is it on Wellentag?
Nope. Well, in college says 2-5 here.
Oh, yeah, or one. Huh. I was reading the one in Auburn.
I can't read though, so you know.
Actually, scratch that. Let me look at his particular schedule. His schedule, Wellentag, he goes to the opera recitals, Wellentag 7 to 10 p.m. Is the other one's later. Okay, so this is that's where I got confused. This is a special recital between rehearsals with the 2 opera companies that do a special show for VIPs. It's like a backstage pass sort of thing. Now,
Good luck.
he views it just as, well, everybody can get in, because he's one of those VIPs and he's self-centered.
Hey, you're an elf. You might be able to.
I'm not there.
We
Or
might
special
be able
help.
to maybe find some VIPs.
And actually, neither am I. Yeah,
Well, it'll be
but-
after we watch the
Yeah, that is-
Minotaur fight?
Minotaur fight.
Okay.
I'm still
Me
there.
and I can arrange some.
I'm not up there anymore. I'm gonna make plans
I'm not
after
that
the
interested
Minotaur
in
fight.
Minotaur fight.
This one's not me. This one's not me. This is
Okay.
This is.
I will inform him of
Borgar.
the usual mortality rate of people going into the Minotaur
Oh,
fight.
it's- That's the odds are in my favor.
No.
And the odds
Did you say no?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So when we go over towards the martial arena
Uh-huh.
where the Minotaurs, I'm gonna take note of how they're corralling the Minotaurs.
Mhm.
Right. What the handlers are doing. Is the Minotaur respected and treated like a sentient being, or
Okay.
is it
Are you
just
going
beat and treated like a fucking
animal?
like a fighting dog?
Okay. Are you heading over there now or
Have your
later this
fine
evening?
dinner of steak.
I'm gonna head
It's
over
about
there.
2 p.m. right
Well,
now.
we're supposed to meet over there at 4, right?
That's when the event starts.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll head over there about an hour early,
Okay.
and because I
didn't
want to
think about
watch all
that
this
fact. I was just
Sure.
trying to figure out-
and try to get an idea of what the angle is on how they control these animals, and
Okay.
Let's see.
because I'm thinking with my okay, I don't want to portray what I'm thinking, so
Sure. Okay.
Same time. I
Okay.
mean,
You guys are
I
gonna
wanna
be here for a
I
couple
wanna
of
be- yeah, I
hours
wanna
and
be
then
here
head
about
over there?
3.
Yep.
Okay.
What I'm looking for is to find out what the betting odds, if they've gotten any better on me,
Okay.
if there's any better than nobody. I'm trying to
Sure.
make it
Sure.
as best I can.
Okay. Later in the show, or later in the beer mark that you guys have, you guys were hanging out together,
Me
right?
and the Herald, yeah.
You and the Herald, and you were on your own.
Yeah.
Okay. You're walking through the event when you hear a bit of a commotion up ahead of you. The crowd visibly gets pushed out of the way. Not physically pushed, but it's like they're rushing to get out of the way. And parting in front of you, you see a gruff-looking dwarf. Nothing but oiled skin and short shorts. A big battle axe on his back. Covered head to toe in tattoos, and a 2-foot tall mohawk of bright red. Reminds you of somebody you used to know. Strides right through, heading directly for you.
that'd be a good song.
You doing anything? And he walks past you
Wait,
and keeps on going. He heads over to one of the larger beer tents.
who's he talking to?
Me.
Ben.
Oh.
And he's
And walks over to one of the biggest beer tents, pauses for a moment, looks up at the sign, turns and heads right in. A moment or two later, you hear him yelling for beer and bread.
Okay. I'll go take a look at, see what's happening inside the.
Okay. By the
I
time you get over there, he has a picnic table that has rapidly emptied, except for him, leaving whatever carnival food they've had. He's taking one plate after another and just swallowing all the food. A serving girl comes over and puts some bread down and 3 pints of beer. He downs one without even thinking about it and then starts chewing on the rest of the food. Although his body seems like top notch as far as muscles and so forth, he's acting like he's completely starved. He has sort of a wild look to his eyes, almost like red and bloodshot. And he looks around, almost growling and grimacing at anybody who comes within a few feet of him.
What would be a recalled knowledge? Hang on.
Your own knowledge.
What would be a recalled knowledge for Warhammer?
What do you mean? What are you trying to recall?
If this is really the dwarf.
This is not the dwarf you know.
Okay.
They do look similar.
Our dwarf is angrier and more growly.
And
Less growly and more
and in
angry.
bits and pieces.
Yeah. It is eviscerated, but that's it.
That's what I was thinking. I was sitting here this whole time going, I know I'm really tired, and I can't remember how he fucking died. I don't think this is him.
he was eaten by ghouls.
Yeah.
That's right. You got like.
Okay,
you
so
literally
it might
crawled
be
into your
him.
stomach.
Yeah, just the ghoul version. Yeah.
What are you gonna do, if anything?
Really just, I guess, keep an eye on him, or if he's not causing any trouble, I'll just keep looking for this person.
He's causing quite a bit of commotion. Like I said, the tent is rapidly emptying because nobody wants to be around the guy. And the waitress brings over a second tray of food and puts it down, and he's rapidly swallowing that. One of the attendants for the beer comes over and says, "Are you with the watch?"
No. I'm retired.
You're retired.
I thought you said retorted.
So you used to keep the peace. Is there anything you can do? He's gonna eat. He's gonna eat the entire place.
I guess I'll walk over to him and how would the Slayer do that?
You walk over to him. You can see his face, although his beard is wet with beer and covered in gravy and turkey leg juice and so forth. And he like takes a bite of meat, and then he takes a hunk of bread, and then he wipes his beard and drinks it, and he's just like making a complete mess of himself. He sort of looks up at you. One eye is obviously like what's wider than the other one, and his face is sort of twitching a little bit as he's looking at you sort of with this constant scowl.
Oh my gosh, if it is a ghoul, if it is, oh my gosh.
What you looking at?
I'm trying to think. Hang on a second.
You got a problem with dwarves?
No,
He slowly starts to rise, like a few inches.
Could you please leave? You were disturbing the peace. Wait, I'm not.
You're good.
You're telling me to leave?
Yes.
Confidence.
Why should I leave? What do you think you're going to do about it? He pulls his axe out, sets it on the table, holds a turkey leg in the other one menacingly. You manlings should go about your own business, lest this turkey leg become inedible.
Huh?
He's gonna shove the turkey leg up your ass. Oh man, that's bad.
You're spoiling my dinner.
You're spoiling everyone else's dinner.
Don't care about them.
I'll just slowly pull my shield out.
Okay. He quickly jumps to his feet, hefts his axe, says, "You looking to fight?" I'm not scheduled to fight for a couple more hours, but I'll take a warm up.
Oh! Shoot.
Who's he fighting?
The Minotaur, I think.
Minotaur.
You can take him, dude. Just go for it.
I'm gonna ask you one more time. Leave.
Yeah.
Right. I'll leave after you're dead. And he steps forward and takes a swipe at you.
Okay.
What's your defense?
117.
You didn't have your shield raised.
Yes, I had my
He
shield.
pulled his shield.
He pulled his shield out.
Yes.
Okay.
That's why I did draw my axe first. I pulled my shield.
Alright.
Every time he talks or does anything, all I can do is picture the Cavalier from the Dungeons and Dragons cartoon.
Oh.
Oh,
all he has is a shield.
What's your armor type?
Oh, 18.
18?
Because I fixed my armor from the custom.
Okay, the axe glances off your armor for 2 points of damage, leaving a slight nick in it. He bounces back from it and starts shaking visibly.
Jesus.
He's scared.
The one person that would have a chance versus the Minotaur, you guys are killing it. Come on. No offense.
It looks like either he's leaking beer or he's starting to drool.
Okay.
What are you gonna do?
We gotta raise mortality rate.
I'll
Makes him not to do that.
effectively charge him and attempt to.
Well, you're right next to him. You
Oh,
can't
okay.
charge him per se. You
Then-
gonna take a swipe at him? So you're gonna engage him?
Yeah.
Okay. Take a swipe at him.
Let's,
Do you have your weapon in?
oh, I need to pull my weapon.
Okay. You pull your weapon.
Oh, wait, it's on this table. Okay. Been a while. Yeah.
Okay.
Let me just check the breakage. That's all the double. Breakage with any
What'd you
armor
roll?
class?
What'd you roll?
DB.
What breakage?
55.
You rolled a 55. What's the breakage number on your weapon?
1 to 7.
Okay, so you have a chance of breaking your weapon. What's your total?
137.
137. He has a 60 dB.
Okay, so 76. Wait. Armor class.
One.
Type. 1. Surprisingly, I miss.
Not surprisingly.
Yeah.
With a 70.
Yeah.
Okay, now roll percentile and add the strength bonus of your weapon and tell me what you get.
On your chart, it gives you a strength.
You also might want to check between out.
I don't know. I assume he has a sword, but I don't know.
Yes.
Oh, he's using a sword. I thought he was using an axe.
He's using an axe.
Oh, I thought he was old.
He's in a falchion.
Oh, okay.
130. No, 142.
142. Okay.
Yeah.
You swing your blade at him. He catches it in the axe with a solid counter strike, nearly knocking it out of your hands as it rings down your hand. But because of your training, you're managing to hold on to it. But you're not able to hit him with your strike. He flies into a rage and lunges at you. Eyes bulging, arms, the blood vessels on his arms freaking out. He calls out, "Finally, a real fight in this town!" Jumps off the table at you. What's your defense at this point?
Still 117.
Okay. He hits you for a 22A.
I mean, he was willing to kill the Minotaur.
I know.
If he was fighting Minotaur right now, he'd be just destroying it. Because he'll probably at least do triple damage to it. I only had one level of it, and I did double damage. If I had 2 levels, triple.
Yep. Triple or 4 times as much.
Yeah, tip. If he's a...
Strikes you across the back. You attempt to block him and ward him off while swinging your sword wildly. You take 2 extra hits and must parry on your next action.
Ooh, that's unfortunate.
Yeah, parry's alright.
Okay.
But yeah.
What would you like to do?
So, must parry. How much do I need parry? All?
Yeah. Unless you make a fortitude save to be able to overcome the pain. Endurance save.
Probably not. 74.
74. Okay. That is total 74. No. So you're parrying this round. So your total defense is going to be your normal defense plus whatever you have for your weapon.
Yep.
Could also spend a resilience if you want to.
Or you can spend resilience.
Resolve, sorry.
One. Wait. I hate that I'm tired right now. Okay.
What's your
199.
199.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
He swings at you with your focused defense. He's not able to get through your defense. After a moment or two, he pauses, looks at you as you're like falling back, waving your shield or your sword and your shield, just sort of knocking his strikes left and right away from him. He pauses for a moment, says, Your humans aren't even worth it. Turns and starts walking out of the tent.
I mean, I kind of feel
You
bad.
got
for
him
the
to
guy.
do what you wanted him to do. He left.
Okay.
Okay, he gets about halfway there. He stops at one of the tables, looks at it, scoops up a tray, a bunch of food, and 2 of the mugs of beer, and then walks out chewing on them.
He was paying for
The mugs.
Probably not, actually.
No, he just went in and started yelling for bread and beer.
You gonna do anything about it?
I got him to do what I wanted to, so no.
Okay.
You want-
The stall keeper looks up from the back of the bar
Peek at you.
and says, "Man, it's going to take a while to clean up. Why didn't you stop him?"
From leaving, you want him?
No, from all this damage.
Impressive.
You just walk away.
That's it. Just leaves.
Stupid beer monger.
What do you want to do?
The next time I help you guys, just leave.
I honestly don't know.
Okay. So you stand there confused.
I'm really tired right now. I'm sorry.
Well, yeah, you just fought a dwarf.
He just knocks over for you.
He just goes,
I'm just trying to figure out what do you want to do.
You didn't win, you didn't lose, you didn't pass,
Yeah.
you didn't fail. This
You
is
didn't
the
do
story
anything
continues.
bad.
So
Yeah.
what is
So you just want to walk away?
Sure.
Okay, fine. You leave the beer stall behind and you just walk out. Not a problem. You
Like
return
you
to what you were
failed.
doing.
You did exactly what you said.
Yeah.
You said I did what I wanted to
Yeah,
do.
you got to
You don't have to be angry about it.
That's all I'm asking.
You are free to be
Okay.
a bad person.
So
That's not bad.
another hour or so go by. Around 3 o'clock or so, you guys say you want to head to the pit fights.
Yep.
The Barnabao Stadium. Okay. Did you have something else you wanted to do?
I wanted to look for the tickets. I wanted to get in my more fancier clothes and starting to wire.
Oh, he wants
out
the
VIP
operatic.
Oh, you want to try to secure something with that? You're not going to the stadium then?
No, for the remaining time in the beer festival, I want to see if I could find bug boats, so I could take it to them at the opera. But
Okay.
also, my main goal is for the VIP thing.
Okay. Well, they don't sell any of the tickets here.
Yeah, so
You'd
I-
have to
I
go
know.
there.
Yeah,
Um,
I'm saying instead of going to the pit fight.
Give me a gossip
The
check.
drink ahead of time.
Did I find her? Just by luck.
Not yet. No.
Okay. You can just keep it. Whoops, sorry. There's also a book on the computer.
Okay.
Probably the best one.
Yeah, you ask around.
It's right here.
And
It's a save tab.
eventually, you find a fairly poorly defined tent near the back, almost like it's trying to avoid most of the crowds. And there are half a dozen dwarves with various casks and barrels, all labeled with a triple X symbol that you recognize as Bugman's. They are talking to
Those are ads.
several merchants, making some trades and so forth. They seem to be out of the main traffic flow, predominantly because they don't seem to be giving out free samples.
Okay.
Okay. You wait for a little bit to talk to them. What would you like?
A couple casks of the Bugmans.
You need 2 casks?
Sure. Yeah.
You gonna be able to carry these?
Yeah.
Okay. They're like 5-gallon casks.
Jeez, 40 pounds piece.
Not a problem. I'm a wizard.
I don't skip leg day. You can hire a porter, I'm sure.
Well, could I hire one of you guys temporarily to deliver it somewhere?
You want these delivered too? We brought them all the way to the town with those stupid taxes.
I'll pay you the time.
Where you want them delivered?
What's our tavern?
I don't know what your tavern is. Where you want them delivered?
Templar Arms.
Somebody across the field called
Yes,
out.
Templar
Arms! Okay. You want them tonight?
Well, preferably as soon as possible.
As soon as possible. We're gonna have to wait at least until the show's done.
Okay.
Okay. We can get them there to you probably like 9 o'clock.
Okay. Sure.
Sure. Okay. 10 gold a cask.
I'll pay you 50% now and 50% once it gets delivered.
He knows the art of the trade.
Give me a haggle roll.
Are they guild people?
They are not.
Okay. They were talking trade people.
They are trade people. They are not gilded. Okay. Okay. Sounds like a deal. It's going to be a gold each for delivery fees. So 22 gold. You give us 11 now. We'll drop them off by 9 o'clock tonight.
I'll give them 11 gold.
Okay. They take out a scrap of parchment and a small pin or something. Mark something on it in strange runes you don't recognize. I don't think you speak dwarf.
No, I don't.
And pin both of the barrels. He gives the gold over to one of the other dwarfs who carefully counts it, weighs it, and then puts it in a pouch. Okay, so and then you said you're going to go look for tickets.
Yeah.
Okay. So you guys are going to the pit, and you said you wanted to see how they're treating the fighters, and you wanted to check on
odds.
bets.
Try to.
Is there anything you wanted to do, Scribe, while you're there?
No, I'm just gonna go watch well, I don't know about the dwarf yet, but we know what his name is, so I'm just writing down the same stuff. Following the priest.
Okay. So you guys go down to the fighters' entrance. They have it specifically blocked off. Only people that are specifically signed up are permitted in, and they're accompanied bodyguard or attendant. Okay, so their second is allowed to go in with them, as defined by that person at the time. Need to say you're not allowed in because you're not one of those people. Okay. Give me a gossip check.
130 something.
Okay. Yeah, they claim these fights are very humane.
148.
Okay. They all fighters are treated well. They're brought in. If the beast knocks them down or whatever, then the bullies run out and distract them. They claim they hardly ever lose anybody. They might be injured a little bit, but that you get over that. And so forth. They seem very confused by your questions of how do you treat the Minotaur. Almost like they've never really given it much thought.
How do you
even go?
It's more along the lines of how do they antagonize the Minotaur to fight? How is it fed? Things like that. Is this thing well fed, or
yes.
Are you going to insult the honor of my champion by or my lord? I'm going to put it that way. My lord, by having some emaciated Minotaur who hasn't fed in 2 weeks and is starving to death.
Oh no!
Because you're too cheap to either feed him, or you guys are too scared to actually deal with the Minotaur.
Well,
and I'm just gonna kind of, when I talk to him, I'm just gonna kind of lean forward a little bit with my Minotaur skull and just.
Okay, so they describe to you that the whole event is sponsored by the Crown. They're well funded. They keep all of the Minotaurs in prime condition as far as food. They are brought in by bounty hunters and adventurers several weeks in advance. and then they test and weed out the weak ones, specifically to have the stronger warriors.
Okay.
Okay, they antagonize them and convince them to fight by the use of a tight rope around their privates.
Mm.
Yeah, buddy.
Okay, and
Rodeo not.
say okay, and give them promises of freedom if they win their fight.
Do you ever actually follow through, or do they always end up dying in the end?
They don't know. They don't know what happens in Minotaurs after the carnival.
Okay.
Most of them survive at least.
They move up in their ability.
And can I? And there's no place for me to actually see the Minotaurs.
Not until the festival.
Milton's goal, but
They
if
encourage you
we're
to
gonna
stop
have
in
a
the ticket
noble
office and
then
buy a
it's-
ticket.
Well, I understand that, but like, there's no open cages,
No,
or
no.
it's more like a coliseum setup where it's
Yep.
all underground
Yep.
with.
Yeah, it's all separated from the crowds.
Okay. Well, that was a dead end. I'm going to use my gossip roll
Okay.
to try to convince them that I am the second of Milton, who has signed up, as you can clearly see on the list. I am his second in charge. This is why I've been sent here,
Okay.
is to ensure that he is getting indeed a proper and fair fight,
Well, he'll have it.
equivalent to his skill level.
Yeah, he'll have. Well,
His-
they don't.
Well, not skill level, to his status that
Okay.
warrants somebody of noble status.
Okay. Functionally, they don't guarantee a certain quality of Minotaur for any given fight. Anybody who signs up gets luck of the draw,
Mhm.
whatever happens to be available at that time. They do pride themselves in high quality work and livestock. But if you are indeed his second, you are welcome to show up during the event, 1 hour before the event, for the initial introductions. Both fighters are introduced to each other briefly before the fight, and given one final option to withdraw. Although they don't recall anybody ever having actually done so.
Is there any particular Minotaur that has?
Biggest sissy of all.
Is there any Minotaur that has a particularly nasty reputation?
That would,
Within
that
this
would
group?
give you a name.
Within
One that has higher odds of winning
Listen, I got your family
than
back.
the others? Because like any rodeo,
Yeah,
any
yeah.
type of rodeo like this will have
Yeah.
one that's known to be
Whoa, Black Betty.
Yeah. They're holding the prime event.
right.
They have one they're referring to as Hellraiser.
Yes.
They're saving it for the third event.
Yeah. I'm the third event.
Are you?
Razor, yeah.
Excellent. Okay, so that's the one that Milton plans on fighting, or that they plan on having Milton.
If that's the
Fair
event
enough.
he signed up for,
Painted goat.
I believe it is. Well, I can see the roster.
yeah,
It
Yeah,
says-
I think
I'm
that
gonna-
was.
I'm gonna-
Yeah, he signed.
I'll look for his ex.
Yeah, you don't find Milton anywhere. No, the first two fights filled up quickly. Nobody wanted to take the third fight.
Mm.
Milton signed up for it.
Okay.
Did we ever think about that?
What's that?
Nope.
Question.
Are the rodeo clowns there? The
Yeah.
The bullies?
the bullies? Is that what you call? They're
Yeah.
called bullies.
Yeah.
Are the bullies there? I
They're,
want to
they're
meet
inside
them.
they're inside the Coliseum. They're busy. They got work to do. We got an event coming on in an
Oh, I
hour.
wanted to glad hand them and throw some coin at them to make sure the Milton stayed alive.
Feel free to talk to them after the event. They're
Milton
busy
already
right
did that when
now.
he signed up.
Okay, well, nothing wrong with doing a little palm greasing ahead of time.
Okay, so
No, I was telling him on the game. It's not-
okay, so you're checking on odds and so forth.
Yeah.
Currently, your odds are at 4-1.
All right.
Okay.
You want them to be like 6 or 8 to 1.
Yeah,
You're
I was
supposed to be tripping and falling all over stuff.
Well, I figure the dwarves is 2-1. Or was. Is the dwarf still 2-1?
Yes.
No, it's a 1-to-1 now. Or 1-to-4 on the map.
Okay. So the next event coming up
1-to-4.
is billed as Glugnar, the Troll Slayer, against the Minotaur.
I've seen a troll slayer before. I think I'm gonna. go through 2 gold on the Troll Slayer.
Okay. There's plenty of people taking bets.
Do you see, as I go in and sit down, do I see any of the royalty, anybody
Yes.
that, from the prior list, or new to the list?
There is at the stadium, observing this particular fight. Schmiedehammer is here. Schutzmann is here. Ulrich. Johann Schwermuth is here. And one by the name of Maximilian von Geschner, who is the marshal. So Ulrich is actually the watch commander. That'd be the town watch, the police.
Mm-hmm.
Maximilian is the town defense. I had those backwards. Okay, those are the ones here watching it. The rest of the nobility doesn't seem really interested in the bloodshed.
They don't know what they're missing.
No, I think they do, and they're smart.
So, if you wish to place bets on the fight, you're more than welcome to do. The standing odds are 2 to 1. You may bet for the dwarf or against the dwarf, as you wish. You can do it publicly with everybody's knowledge, or you can give me a note with how much you're betting.
You're putting 2 gold on.
All of that's money.
And I'm actually going to put
That realizes purse is
I'm going to put 6 gold on Milton. For
Okay, you're going to put 6 gold now on Milton?
Where's he getting?
Well, if the odds go up, or if they
You
change,
get whatever you get the odds when you place the bet.
Yeah, I'll hold off.
You're not
I'll
one to
hold
talk
off.
about
Okay.
how people just end up with money.
No, he owes me money. That's why I'm asking where he got it.
You ended up with like
Yeah, but
200 gold.
you and I are doing our own thing right now.
Well, the
Well,
scribe's
that's a
here.
first.
He's had money the whole time. He's holding out on you.
I'm fucking broke. Like single
Okay,
digits
so you're
broke.
putting 2 gold on the dwarf?
Yep.
Okay,
Essentially what I bet.
okay.
I bet 100 gold.
I'm absolutely going to be betting against him. Can't help it. Oh, I remember our combat versus the Minotaur. There's no way any one of us could stand.
Did anybody else want to place a bet before the fight begins?
Except for maybe him.
What do you want to see in a troll slayer?
I didn't have Furious
No, I'm
Assault
good.
then.
No
Oh,
bets?
you have it now?
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody else?
If I can
Okay.
withstand that first hit,
Wait, I haven't seen.
I'm
a
gonna
troll
give
slayer
back
fight.
90
I haven't
points
seen a
right
troll
off the
slayer
bat.
fight yet.
You haven't seen him kill anything yet. That's the key.
Okay.
alright, then I guess we're just gonna spectate at this point.
Okay. There is.
Are those the watch commander, the army general, and the town defense guys? Are they like section all on their
Yes.
own? There access to that where I could
No.
nothing. Gets
Well, unless you have some means of getting access, they're in a nobleman's box,
Gotcha.
separated from everybody else. Now, before the event, they're milling about the crowd.
Yeah.
After the event, they presumably will be as well. During the event, unless you have some means of getting their attention, you probably can't interact with them.
Okay, I'll just watch
Okay.
this dwarf get hacked to pieces.
So fight number 1 is Glugnor versus the Minotaur. The second one is a young nobleman from Altdorf, Alfred von Hintz.
We've already met this guy, haven't we?
No.
The other guy, no.
We had the one guy.
There was a young nobleman in the tavern that was talking about watching the fights, but I don't think he was.
Right, those were the guys from up north. And then the third fight is with Milton versus the Minotaur, known as Hellraiser.
Yep. You got this.
Okay.
Easy.
You guys find out as you're sitting with the crowd. Well, first off, there is a fee of
20 gold crowns.
no. There is a fee of 1 copper for high-end or high-level stadium seats. For quality seats, 2 copper. If you want to be near the the primary box, then it costs a silver.
Primary box.
Yeah, really.
I mean, you're not in the nobleman's box, but you're at least around that area.
Oh, no, woman's-
You're not here, right, George? You're.
Yeah, I'm not there.
Then did you end up showing up, or?
I need a purple glove
Okay.
player.
You have one.
All right.
I
You
don't
have
know if
two.
I'm
You
gonna-
should give
we'll
one to
find
the
out
other
if I
person.
survive.
Okay.
You start wearing a purple
We're in
glove
the,
over here, I might kill you in character.
I got you.
Like,
We're
I
all
think
sitting
you've
in
just
the
gone
silver
too
section.
far.
I looked for a purple glove for the last session we were doing it. Couldn't
Okay.
find one.
I'll just really tend my wounds that I took.
Okay. It didn't. I mean, by the time the fights are done and everything, you're basically fine. It's just some flesh wounds.
But I can
So.
put the lecture room in this house.
Tis a flesh.
Okay. So you guys pay for tickets to take your seats.
Yep.
The place is packed as everything else is. Several people have collectible mugs from the beer that they're still drinking, and so forth.
I'm specifically sitting away from the group.
Okay.
I like to think that your mug bandolier still has liquid in it.
It's just sloshing around.
They're closed tankards. He just has several thermoses of beer. Okay. Fight gets going. Basically, the intent here is the fighter has to pull their blow, which means they can't do any criticals. The beast is defeated when its wounds are reduced to 0, at which point it goes down. The fighter is defeated if he goes down. The fight gets started, and let's see.
Is it a minotaur or is it a troll?
It is a minotaur that comes out. At least something that you would strongly equate with a minotaur. It is big, probably 7 or 8 feet tall, heavily muscular, shaggy mane down its back, and 2 large horns sticking out the front. The horns are tipped with metal.
Oh.
Its axe looks crude, but is obviously fairly strong. Actually, it's using a maul,
Oh.
so a big piece of rock at the end of a tree branch. And it looks the gear that it has is basic, but he also has several tattoos and scars, like he's fought several fights before. Okay. He comes out. On the other side of the arena, you see a dwarf, similar to what the warrior recognizes as the one he interacted with. He's still covered in food. Doesn't seem to care one way or the other. Hefts his battle axe, and as soon as the gong goes off for the fight, the dwarf and minotaur both charge each other. And slam into each other in the middle of the thing, with the dwarf yelling out curses in dwarvish. The dwarfs in the crowd are cheering and oohing and awing and so forth as the fight goes on. And
I'm
then,
going to say a silent prayer to Sigmar for the dwarf. I'm not going to give him a prayer,
okay,
but I am definitely going to be.
you do
Praying for
notice priests of Ulrich here and there around the place, keeping an eye on. They seem to be more looking at the crowd rather than anything else. Okay. They roll, and after 4-5 rounds, dwarf stands up, covered in blood, with the troll laying on the ground.
The Minotaur.
Minotaur, yeah, troll. I said troll again.
Troll.
The Minotaur is down. So those of you who bet for the dwarf get double your money back. Those who bet against lose your money.
I wish I was there. I would have made a lot of money there.
Could have, or you could have lost a lot.
Could have.
I'm going to walk over to you. 2 gold. Here's my winnings. What I made.
He's like, but I know.
Okay.
That takes off this week's interest.
Okay. So, you're still hanging out at the Let's see, what was it? Not the college, Royal Gardens is where you were at.
Yeah.
Okay, and that is, are you staying for the play? A Night's Midsummer Dream?
That's not tonight.
For the play at where he is, it is.
Yeah, he's in a different spot.
Yeah.
Okay, so during the day, is the Elven Gymnastics. Elven art of gymnastics is considered the pinnacle of gymnastics. Never fails to draw gasps of admiration from all who see it. This year's display is listed as being choreographed by the legendary Nadalian Kolmanish, who's still regarded as one of the best acrobatics ever seen in the Empire. Okay. The notable people that are there for that event are Relaine LaFerrell, who's the Elven Bard, Jans Eberhauer, who is Jans Eberhauer. Where would he be? Oh, that is the Deputy High Wizard. Yes, Ben. You gonna head to bed?
I'm very tired.
Okay.
Good night.
A lady of the court, Emmanuel Schlagen. Okay. And accompanied by Petra Liebkosen. The two of them came to see the play, or the gymnastics. Okay. Are there any of those you wish to try to interact with?
So many
Yeah.
names.
So, Petra and the other one,
Emmanuel?
Emmanuel. Don't know how to pronounce that, so. Yeah. I'm going to try to start a conversation with the two of them.
Okay. Give me a etiquette roll.
So,
Remember the Emmanuel movies back in the day?
what would etiquette be based off?
Fellowship.
If you don't have it, you don't have it.
Or
It's one of those advanced skills.
HBO.
You can't
Yep.
do it if it's an advanced skill.
Okay. So
I'm sure you can still
yeah,
see
you try to talk to them.
That's based off athletics.
They don't
That-
seem
that's
to.
specifically
I mean, they acknowledge your presence, and then they fundamentally turn their nose up at you and walk away without really paying any attention.
So be it.
Okay.
Don't really have much of a chance talking to an elf.
Okay. Okay. And then that show ends at 4, and then you have 3 hours before the play begins. The other things of the Royal Gardens, there are on display select pieces from the collection of the Graf, and several other Middenheimer families are placed throughout the gardens for the admiration. Basically, these are statues and or pieces of art on
Okay.
display.
I'm just going to wander on the gardens in search of Heinfeld, trying to keep it low profile. Well, not low profile as in sneaking around, but just acting casual.
Okay. You do feel rather out of place, given the commoner clothing you have, what I understand of your background and so forth,
Yeah.
and all of this high society place. Virtually everybody is gold level. Very few are even silver level.
Yeah, I'm brass too.
Yeah.
You're a homeless man wandering around at high society
Yeah,
event.
wandering around a red
surprised that
carpet
you got
event.
That wouldn't last very long before you got your ass kicked out.
Yeah.
I'm a homeless man with very expensive items.
Given that it's a public garden officially, and they're not trying to cause any noise or scenes, yeah, they're not really kicking you out, but they're also not really interacting with you. I mean, even the waiters walking around with trays of snacks and appetizers
not
are
for
avoiding you.
Lifts
Yeah.
it over his head and stuff.
Once or twice, somebody tries to give you a tray to deliver somewhere, and then they realize, no, you're not even dressed well enough for that.
That's fine.
Okay.
Hey, if no one pays attention to me.
Oh no, plenty of people are paying attention to you.
Okay.
Like I say, you stand out.
Hint, hint, nudge, nudge. Wink, wink. Oh god, have you ever watched the Mission Impossible movie?
So, okay. So why don't we wrap up here
Yeah.
while you guys consider what you're gonna
No.
do?